Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. My name is Rob. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining us. Loads of people in here already. This is awesome. Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Where are you watching from? What's going on? Yeah, my name is Rob. If you're new here, welcome. It's really nice to meet you. What do? I make videos to help people get started in YouTube and people who have already started to help them grow their channels. And I go live here once a week at this time every Tuesday. At least once a week. Sometimes I go live more than once a week. So it's whatever I feel like, I guess. Last week I went live twice. Had a special one. How many of you guys dropped in on that? That was a little rough around the edges. Friday I went live and we did some testing, tried to figure out how to do a live Zoom meeting, but also put that in a YouTube live stream. And the idea is I'm going to, for everybody who has pre-ordered my course, which launches on Friday, Thursday night, I'm going to have a special event for all of them, basically a meet and greet or a live Q&A. And some people can join in Zoom. Actually, everybody can join in Zoom if they want, or some may just want to join on YouTube. So I tried to figure out, and I think I've got it figured out how that's going to go down. So that was fun. Yeah, so chat is active. Feel free to ask any questions that you might have. I'll answer as many questions as I can. Apologies if I don't get to yours, but I answer as many as I can. That's really all I can do. But yeah, if I can't answer your question, if somebody else knows the answer to it, by all means, chat amongst yourselves. This is a nice little community we're growing here, so it's fun. Quite often, I'll jump into the current chat and it's like I'm eavesdropping on a little conversation that I wasn't a part of. It's kind of fun. But anyways, you guys do your thing. Ask questions if you like, and I'll do my best to answer. So right off the bat, let me get right into the chat. Actually, I've got a new little setup here, which I'll show you in a bit. We'll see how that works. But Rob's neighbor, how you doing? My neighbor? Are you somebody close by? Could be any Rob, I suppose. Dirt Princess, how you doing? Good to see you here. Finally here on time. Yes, you are, if you're still here. Welcome. Let's see. We've got Miss Donna is in the house. How are you? Tons of YouTube value. Rob's neighbor, awesome. Ahara is doing some testing. Very cool. Squirrel. I got lots of squirrels running around in my head all the time. Russ Rockin, hi and good morning. I assume that's what GM means and not the car company. Good morning to you. Afternoon here. It's afternoon here. Morning on the west coast of North America, Canada, US. Hello to you too. Sophia is here. How you doing, Sophia? Good to see you. And our first question of the day comes from Super Ager Saga. Hi, Rob and everyone else. Question, I can't find how to restore subscribe button. I inserted button on channel page and customization box. Can you help? So what I believe you're asking is in here, if we go into, let me share my screen. If we go here, that's the wrong screen. What's going on? Screen share, let's change that to this display. There we go. Alrighty. Yep, some things still not quite set up right. Okay, so here's my YouTube studio. Okay, so what you're talking about, I believe, you go into customization and down at the bottom, all the way to the bottom, video watermark. If you're referring to that subscribe button, then this is where you would insert it. So you have to come here and you can remove it or you can upload your own. Okay, so if you've removed one, then upload a new one. And what you can do is just go into, what's this say, display time? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what size this needs to be, but yeah, you can go into Canva and create one. If I go into my Canva, I could probably find where I created that. There it is right there. There's the one I created. YouTube watermark, 150 by 150 pixels. That's what I did. And then make it however you want to. Then upload it here. And then that will be what pops up. So when somebody watches a video on your channel, there it is right there. Okay, so now you can, oh, you can't see it. Sorry. Oh yeah, you can. That wasn't in the way. I thought it was way over in the way. So yeah, when anybody hovers over here, a little subscribe button pops up and people can subscribe to your channel. So kind of a cool thing. I don't know how much value it actually adds, but it's something. You know, if it gets you a couple more subscribers, then awesome, right? So I hope that helps. Escaping the suburbs. Really like that outdoor space you are filming in. The background, was that yesterday's video? So this one here. So that video I put out yesterday. What's yesterday? Monday. It was Sunday that I filmed it. I went into Halifax and filmed that at a park in the city. Yeah, no, it was a good spot. It was a cool spot. We're not really, I mean, we're allowed to go there, but you can't go into the woods still. We got rain last night, thankfully, but still not enough. There's still fires raging. There's several in this province. None really close to me, but anyway, hopefully we get some more rain so they let us back on the trails. I usually like to make my videos on the trail that's really close to my house, but I have not been allowed to. So I don't know. There's a hefty fine too, so I don't really want to chance that. But yeah, I do like making videos outside. One big advantage, and you know, some of you probably heard me say this before, but a huge advantage to filming outside is that if there's stuff going on behind you, that's just something else that keeps people engaged in your video. Okay? Let's say whatever you're talking about, you know, obviously your message has to be engaging itself, but like a lot of times if you make a video and you know you need something else to kind of keep people's attention, you may look towards B-roll, putting B-roll in your videos. Well, if you're filming outside, especially if you're walking around or standing up and moving around, then the background's always changing anyways, so there's less need to put in B-roll to keep people's attention. Now in this case, in this video, I wasn't really moving around. I had my phone on a tripod. Yeah, but there was motion, right? I mean, the trees were moving because it was windy. There were joggers going back and forth, so stuff was happening. And videos like that tend to do better. For me, anyways. Let's see. Good afternoon, Clever Joe. Nicola is here. Watched your video. Was it yesterday? I watched a video. You made a video on egg fried rice, I think it was called. Looked awesome. I'm going to have to make that. It looked really good, Nicola. Reem Katie, well done. I was waiting for this. Awesome. Welcome. We've got our first super chat here. Let me jump down. Russ is rocking. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And you didn't have a question. You just said, love your videos, Rob. I really appreciate that, Russ. Thank you so much. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Rosanny is here. Hello. Catherine is here. How you doing, Catherine? Chris. Hello, Chris. Hello, Mike. And Chris has a question. Hello, Rob. How do you adjust your audio and make it better in Adobe Audition? Do you already have a video on this? Thanks in advance. Kind regards from Belgium. Cool. So, Chris, what I do, I will show you really quick. It's not, I do have a video on it, but not on my channel. It's actually in the YouTube starter course that I created last year, and I kind of showed how to do that. I should make a video on that and make it available for free as well, and I will. I promise. But let me just quickly show you here. If I share my screen, what are you doing? Really? What are you doing? All right. Okay, so here is, let me just move this over. This is my Adobe Audition. Let me just get that out of the way. And then, so what I would do is okay, so first I have to start, how am I filming my video, first of all? Am I filming the audio separately, or is the audio being captured by my phone? Like, say, if I'm using the DJI mic, the wireless mic here, I may plug the receiver end into my phone in which case the audio gets captured by my phone and it's already synced with the audio. If I do it that way, I kind of have to separate the audio from it anyways. Actually, no, I don't, because in Adobe Audition, you can actually open a video file and it'll just open the audio. Okay, so whether you do it that way or you have just an audio file that you captured separately, like that DJI mic, you may have just recorded directly onto the mic, because you can do that. It's got storage on it. Or if I make a video here and I'm using my shotgun mic up here, right? If I'm using that mic and I'm recording on this camera, that's a new little setup I got. I'll talk to you a little bit about that. Then I'm recording directly into my computer, and I will record directly into Adobe Audition. Let's put that there. So that way it's in Audition already. But however I get it into Audition, let's go back there. What I will do, now let me just go to a project here. Project, recordings. All right, so just to show you what I'm doing, I'm just going back to one of my last project here. And let's see here, that's one I already did. So here is a video file, okay? That is the raw video file of the video I recorded the other day, 2 days ago, posted yesterday. So if I open this file, now the way to do that, you can't just double click this. My computer's not set up so that Audition will automatically open .mov files. But if I just go to Audition, File, Open, and I will go, is that the same place? Yes, it is. Let me just move this out of the way. IMG 1561 is this one. Okay, I'll open that up. It's importing it. See, it does import the video. Now, I don't know that much about Audition. I only know what I need to know for what I do. There's a whole lot of other stuff you can do with Audition, mixing sounds and all kinds of stuff. So here's the audio. I put the playhead anywhere and I'll press the space bar to play it. How-to tutorial videos. And again, I was growing and it was... Not sure if you can hear that. Probably not. Anyway, how come the system audio is not? Can you guys hear that? Great, but... Let me know if you... Actually, I stopped talking there in the video. Can you guys hear that? I watched it back and I thought, I don't know. I don't know. Is this good? Maybe not. Anyways, what I do, oh yes, you can hear it. Awesome, thanks Chris. What I do is I will then go up to, I don't know how helpful this is going to be. I go to Favorites and I'll click on Rob Voice 2021. That's how long ago I set this up. And I set up a whole bunch of effects that it runs through, and I did that based off of a YouTube video I watched, somebody else's, and I don't even remember whose it was. I want to say it was VoiceOver Angela. That's she's got a YouTube channel for voiceovers that I used to watch quite a bit when I did a lot of those. But watch what happens when I do this. Okay, this is going to take a little long because this was like 50 minutes, this file. That'll give you an example. I recorded this, what? Cannot be saved. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, this was a 50-minute recording on my iPhone, and I only got a, 22-minute video out of it, I think is what it was. 22 minutes. It took me a long time to get going. So anyways, now it's done. It's run through its things. And now if you listen to it, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell the difference in audio quality. What else might my audience be interested in? Okay. What I came up with was... So now I would just save this. I go File, Save As, and what I usually do is I'll add an underscore, PROC, short for processed, and I would save that. I'm not going to do it now because I've already done it. Now, in terms of the actual effects that I go through, effects rack. Will this show it? See, I don't know this enough, and I apologize because I've been asked this many times. How do I actually do this? And I don't see, yeah, effects stack. Edit favorites? No. Start a recording favorite. So yeah, that's what I did. I basically created a macro that ran through a whole bunch of things. And I think I'm going to have to get back to you to remind myself exactly how I did this, because I don't remember. But let me just say this. Once you do it once and you have it set up and you like the way it sounds at the end, that's it. There you go. Like, everything is here in effects. Like, I know I added some compression, dynamics processing. I believe I used that one. Noise reduction. I don't think I used that one. Because the mic is both my mics are pretty good at reducing the noise as it is. Anyways, I hope that helped. It's not a complete answer, but it's something to give you an idea as to what I did. And I'll try to get back to you or get back to everybody. I'll make a video on that. I promise. Okay. Angela, good day. How are you? Escaping the suburbs. Hello. Good live stream, everyone. Hello. All right, the Farrier Trails is here. How you doing? Two Hearts starts. Good to see you. All right, it's a Belgian invasion today. We have more than one Belgian in the house. No distractions allowed, princess. Are we talking about Peanut? Or is there another princess here? Are you calling me a princess? I doubt that. I have my pot of English breakfast tea and the log burner is on. Wow. Oh, yes, of course. Yes, you are in New Zealand, so it's not as warm where you are as it is here. We're in the middle of summer up here. Stay warm, Catherine. Randy here from Flagstaff, Arizona, home of the Grand Canyon. Awesome. I've been there. That's a big hole. Beautiful area. All right, let's see. Looking for a question here. Kate is here. How you doing, Kate? Good to see you again. Okay, now we're speaking Belgian in the I assume that's Belgian. Alicia, how are you? All right, let me find a question. Flagler Nature Girl's here. Hello. Peanut is not feeling it today. Where'd she go anyway? Oh, okay, she's back up there. Yeah, that's probably where she's going to be for the rest of the day now. All right. Peanut is on strike. Yeah, I've trapped her in the office now. Poodle Professor from Texas, how you doing? Central Florida is here. Trudge on through from Michigan. Michigan salmon season is here. Very good. That sounds yummy. There's the P. That's right. I still haven't come up with an idea. I want to design a logo that includes Peanut. Maybe make a t-shirt or something. Put it on my channel. Help support the channel. Buy a t-shirt with Peanut's mug on it. Peanut is waving. Yep, she was. Waving with her mouth. Meowing. How old is Peanut? She is... Actually, I keep saying 13, but I've been saying that for, I think, a year or more now. So she would be 14 now. Or just... Yeah, we got her. It was right around now. It was late August. 14 years. So she's 14. She's 14. And she is a ragdoll, for those who are interested. She's a ragdoll. That is a breed. They're apparently very dog-like. She jumps up on my lap and she'll hang out there, and she actually likes to be petted, which a lot of cats don't. a lot of cats just want to be left alone, but not her. She's a little bit demanding. Hey, Rob and all in chat, I've noticed YouTube has started rolling out the hype feature. I've only been able to hype a few, none of which were small channels. Hope it will be accessible. You know what? I remember reading about that, but I have not seen it myself. I haven't seen it myself, so I should go looking for that. But yeah, as what YouTube normally does in these cases is they will roll things out slowly, not to everybody, initially, just to make sure, check to make sure it works and everything is working the way they want it to, and maybe even get some feedback, right? Yeah, I can't remember. So it's like a, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's like a way to like a video, but you're allowed to, it's like an extra like a like on steroids, and you only get to do it so many times in a time period or something. don't really know what I'm talking about. I better stop there before. That's all I know about it. So I'll try to learn more about that. Real Talk with Lou joining my first live. Welcome. Welcome to your first live. Glad to have you here. Just going to rearrange a couple of things here. Alrighty. 2 hearts starts. Hey, I can't say that fast. 2 hearts starts. 2 hearts starts. Hey everyone, hope we all have an amazing day. Fellow Canadians. Oh, another Canadian. Awesome. Very good. Russ is in Oregon. Awesome. You guys have some fires out there too, I hear. William is here. How you doing, William? Ramius from Illinois. Welcome. Escaping the suburbs of South Florida. Awesome. BC is here. North Carolina. Tina, how are you, Tina? All right. Ride with Ree is feeling fantastic. Awesome. Glad to hear it. That Belgian guy, you know where I'm watching from? Yes. Norway. Why was that the first country that popped in my head? Belgium, of course. Brian is in California. Welcome, Brian. Skunk Hollow, Minnesota. There's a town name. I'm assuming it's a town. It doesn't sound like a city. It sounds like a small-ish place, but I could be wrong. I have no idea. I've never heard of Skunk Hollow. Cool name. Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. Making lunch and listening. Awesome. What's for lunch? Edmonton, Alberta. Joe. Hello, Joe. Real Talk is in Nigeria. Awesome. Hello, Rob, Chat, and Peanut. Lauren from Philadelphia. Welcome. They'll be hosting the NFL home opener, season opener, in 2 weeks. Hello from Calgary, Conductor Martin. Hello, Martin. India, Kunpura, India. How are you? All right, let me get to some questions here. We got people all over the place. Farrier Trails was in the Zoom call. Haha, that was fun. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. You guys got to see me sweat because stuff was not working. Yeah, so if anybody is interested, that is still on the channel under my live tab, and you can see me sweating bullets and trying to figure it out. I think the first hour was nothing but just trying to work it out. Trying to get the audio working, then trying to get the video. Awesome. All right. It was fun to learn together. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, we'll do that again too. Like, why not? There's all kinds of things that that we could try to figure out together. Lotus Body from Miami. Awesome. We've got Florida here. I'm just quickly checking the current chat because I know this is probably already 15 minutes behind. You guys can hear me, right? You know what? This is probably the first live stream I've done in a long time where I didn't check to make sure you guys could hear me. But it looks like it's working, and you guys haven't told me it's not working, so. All right, Lee is back. How you doing, Lee? Good to see you again. Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Very good. Hi from South Africa. Welcome. Here's a question. Alexander Patrick. How do you get to just look at the questions on your screen? Can you show us how you isolate that? Absolutely. So I'll get my iPhone here. So I am using, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at my MacBook, okay? This is my MacBook, and this is Ecamm Live. I don't need this here. Oh, crap. I pressed the wrong button. Let me go Control Z. I love that undo button. Control Z. Why is my face here? Let's move it over here. So, okay, so there is my MacBook, and that is Ecamm Live, all right? And it connects, that's what I'm going live with, okay? I'm going live with Ecamm Live, and what it does, it connects to my YouTube channel. So I set up my scenes in Ecamm Live here, like I just moved my image here over there to the left. I've imported this image that I created in Canva, and then I've created different scenes. You know, this is my iPhone scene. I've got me plus a screen, me plus Zoom. That's for the event coming up on Thursday. I've got the intro scene. So I create all that in Ecamm Live. And incidentally, I show you how to create all this in the course that I'm offering right now. Shameless plug. So with this connected to my YouTube channel, here's all the chats here. Like, this is the YouTube Studio, where all the chats are coming in here in real time. Okay, but over here, meanwhile, Ecamm Live is pulling them in here. And once they're here in Ecamm Live, so here's your comment right here. If I hover over your avatar, I can click on it. And as soon as I click on it, it pops up here. And I can move it around if I want it to display in a different place. If I click on it again, it disappears. Okay, if I have yours clicked and then I click another one, it just replaces it. Okay, so that's how you do it. Unfortunately, you can't do that from directly inside YouTube Studio. Not exactly sure why, but that would be pretty handy if you could, because not all programs allow you to do this. I know you can do it in Ecamm Live, and this is by far my favorite program to live stream from. You can also do it from StreamYard. StreamYard, forget where I'm looking here. You can do it from StreamYard. Okay, you can do it from Restream, I believe. You can display a single chat. Now, OBS, which is a popular one, and it's free, and it's very customizable, but it's open source, it's free, it's clunky, I find. And somebody made a third-party plugin that does the same thing here, but it doesn't always work. I have not had great success with it. I would have it all set up and I'd do a live with it and it worked great. And then the very next week I tried to do it again and it just didn't work. And then it did work the following week and then it didn't again. So I just gave up with that. Now there's another live streaming app that I'm going to be checking out. I did look into it a little bit because people made me aware of it in that test we did last Friday, and that's Meld Studio, M-E-L-D. And what it appears to be, it's also free. It appears to be highly customizable, just like OBS, but a little simpler than OBS. So that's promising. I don't think it has this feature, though, to be able to live, like put individual comments on the screen. So yeah, that's one of the big things. For me, that's one of the, I think that's like one of, if not the best feature of Ecamm Live and StreamYard, quite honestly, is the ability to do that, because I think that's important. I think it's important when you're doing a live stream, if you're trying to foster connections with your audience, putting somebody's comment right on the screen so that it's right in the live, so that 158 other people are watching it too, and then it's going to live forever in my live tab on my channel as a video on demand. That's pretty cool, and people like to be acknowledged like that, and I like acknowledging people like that. So the more you can do things like that for your audience, for your viewers, the better. So to me, if Ecamm didn't offer this, then it would be a harder sell for me. Then I might look a little harder at the free options. But this is one of the big reasons I love Ecamm. This and the way it integrates with Zoom. That's awesome too. All right, Garth, you're late. Oh no, that's okay. We'll forgive you. Welcome. Bushveld Boat is here. Welcome. Alan James. Ride with Ree. What type of software do you use to go live? So Ecamm Live is what I use. That's the software I just showed. Ecamm Live, that connects to my YouTube account. And yeah, it's as easy as that. So I launch my lives from Ecamm Live instead of having to go into YouTube Studio and launching from there. Okay, we have another super chat. Freddie's Gym, thank you so much, Freddie. I really appreciate that. Told my brother I'm starting a channel. Bad mistake. What? Why is that a bad mistake? Did he cause you grief? Yeah, I did make a video where I explain why it's not a great idea to tell your family and friends about your YouTube channel and not to spread your links around, because then you'll end up getting subscribers that really aren't that interested in your content, even though they might want to support you. That's just not their thing. So then all your stats will be skewed lower, and YouTube won't think your videos are as good as perhaps they are. But if you just told one person, That's fine. I mean, I wouldn't worry about that. It's more the ratio. Like if you only have 5 subscribers and then you send links out to 400 friends and 100 of them subscribe to you, so now you have 105 subscribers, but 100 of them only subscribe because you sent a link to them, then I'd be worried. But if you have, say you have 10 subscribers and one of them happens to be your brother, no big deal. That's perfectly fine. Unless, of course, when you said bad mistake, unless it's because he's giving you a hard time because of it and he doesn't think it's a good way to spend your time, if that is more what's going on, then, YouTube isn't for everybody, right? And in fact, it's not for most people. It's only for a select few people, really, like us, you guys, me, like we like this, right? Not everybody else does. Most people don't understand it. And when I say that, I mean, I would think that most people with a computer know what it is and know how to watch videos on it. Not everybody, though. But in terms of understanding it, understanding how to actually grow your own channel and upload videos to it, not a lot of people get that far, right? Let alone then try to turn it into a business and grow it to thousands of viewers, right? That's way beyond most people. So if that's what you're trying to do, like what I'm trying to do, what you'll probably find is the majority of your friends and family, that's just, it's not for them. They don't understand it. It's just not something they're interested in. So, then it comes down to personality. Like what are these people like? Like some people, when confronting something that they don't understand, they'll put it down, which is unfortunate because, not everybody, but some people do. And I've heard from people that some people do. Other people just won't be interested, which is fine too. And we just have to realize that, this is our hobby. It's what we're interested in. And if other people aren't, that's okay, because we're probably not interested in what our friends' hobbies are, right? I've got friends who are into other things that I'm not. So, if they want to talk to me about it, I'll listen, but I'm not going to ask probing questions that I know nothing about. So, same thing. All right, well, thank you for that super chat. I appreciate that. Is it happening? Says, you just want people subscribing that is interested in your info. 100%. 100%. That's exactly what you want. And the best way, here's your comment, the best way to find people like that is, you don't have to go finding people like that. YouTube will. You just have to make the content and upload it. And as long as you keep making content for the same group of people with the same people in mind, right, then YouTube will get better and better and better at putting your video in front of the right people. Now, your video still has to be good. It still has to be something people want to watch, right? So, because YouTube will test it. If people are clicking it, but then they're not watching much of it, then that doesn't work either. So, but yeah, no, well said. We have another super chat. Thank you so much, Mitch. Thank you so much, Mitch. I really appreciate that. Very generous of you. And you say, I really enjoyed your content. I'm a musician that recently moved to Nashville. Awesome. Sounds like the right place to be if you're a musician. I've for years wanted to be a content creator. Haven't been brave enough though. Do it. What's the worst that can happen? Actually, if you're a musician, you could put some of your stuff on your channel, right? You can record yourself, and it doesn't even have to be like music videos or you live performing or anything like that. It could be another angle, like behind the scenes, like how you live your life outside of music, or how to have a music career. What are the things you got to do? And you can make videos on that kind of stuff. Think about how many, actually in a coaching call yesterday, somebody put it very elegantly, and I like the way he put it. Make videos for yourself 5 years ago. So think about where you were 5 years ago, what you didn't know, what you wanted to know, where you knew 5 years ago, right? and make videos to help yourself, the version of yourself 5 years ago. Does that make sense? I'm tripping over my words, but I think you get my point. And if you can do that, so you, Mitch, let's say, and I don't know, but let's say you just got into the music business within the last 5 years, then you've probably done or gone through a lot of things that other people who are perhaps where you were 5 years ago would like to go through. So you can make videos that would help them out, and a channel like that I think could be fantastic. Fantastic. Here's a question, and we just got our first thumbs down. Thank you for that. I apologize if I said something wrong. Always get thumbs downs. That's okay. If you do like what I'm saying, though, thumbs up would be great. Living Aligned with Change and Transition has a question. My domain name has been my name for decades. I'm wondering if I should change my domain name for safety reasons. I guess, yeah, I don't really know how to answer that. I guess I don't know your situation, why you would be concerned about that, like your first and last name. If that's the case, if you don't want your first and last name out there, then I suppose you could get a new, you can't change a domain name. Once you buy a domain name, you own it. You could just not renew it and just buy another one, right? That's the way that works. You not buy, but register. You register a domain name for a website. So yeah, you could register a new one that could be different. If you're concerned with your full name getting out there, then yeah, absolutely. Like my channel name is Rob the Maritimer. Believe it or not, the Maritimer is not my last name. So, I've got no problem sharing my name though. My name is Rob Moore. There you go. But the reason I named my, now you said domain name, I'm talking YouTube channel name, but perhaps they're one and the same. The reason I didn't put my full name in my channel name is I didn't know exactly what my channel was going to be about when I started it up, quite honestly. I didn't know if I was going to make video editing tutorials or how to grow a business on the internet or what. I wasn't sure. So I just tried to be generic. And I live in the Maritimes, one of the maritime provinces of Canada. We're called Maritimers here, so Rob the Maritimer. So you could do something similar if you don't want to use your full name. There you go. So those are my thoughts on that. I skipped over a whole bunch of questions. Here, let me do the old QQQ search, see what we've got here. Nick has a question. Do you hit straight publish or do you do a scheduled publish? I have been making it unlisted, then straight publish. It doesn't really matter. Whether you make it unlisted and then straight publish, or whether you schedule it when you upload it, or if you just upload it and it publishes right away. It honestly doesn't make that much difference. Some people say, I've heard people say that, oh, you need to leave it up on YouTube and let it percolate for a little bit. YouTube needs time to figure out what your video is about. No, they don't. They don't, what I wouldn't worry about that. What I would be more concerned about is what time do you want to publish your video? So I would, there is some validity to, that's not the right way to put it. There's an advantage to publishing same time, same day of the week, all the time, because people may get used to when you publish. Not only that, if you always publish your videos at 10 a.m. on Friday, say Monday and Friday, 10 a.m., let's say you do that all the time, then people will start to learn that. Not only that, but the people who are online then would be among the group of people who will watch your videos and subscribe to your videos. They're online then. So if all your subscribers get used to you publishing at that time, and then the next week you publish at 10 p.m., 12 hours later, it may not have the same result. So, but having said that, I think there is, it's not a bad thing to try new things, right? When I started, when I decided to go hard at it last March of 2024, 3 videos a week, 1 live stream a week, I did try varying times, okay? I wasn't at the same time every day. Just see what works. Thumbs down number 2 we just got. So yeah, try new things, see what works. And don't be afraid to experiment. But if you can try to be relatively consistent once you get going, I think that's a good thing. So having said that, if you normally publish your videos at 10 a.m. and you've just uploaded one at 8 a.m. and it's all ready to go and you've already checked the description and the tags and everything is good and your thumbnail is good, I wouldn't publish it right away. If it's, say, 8 a.m., I would just schedule it for 10 a.m. later that day. Or 10 a.m. the next day, if, whatever. So there's that. Now, if you really wanted to post at 10 a.m. on a given day, and, it's been a while since you posted your last video, and you're running late. It's like, oh, crap, I'm running late. This happens to me all the time. It's 10 a.m. and my video is still rendering, for God's sake. So I will start working on the thumbnail. And now it's rendered, it's done, and now I'm uploading it, and it's 10:30, and it's got 10 minutes left to check for copyright and all this stuff. I'm working on the thumbnail, the description, getting everything. Okay, so it's, it looks like 11:15 before I can publish this. Well, you know what? In that case, I would just publish it as soon as I'm done. I usually select it to schedule it for like a couple hours into the future, right? Like if it's 10:30 and I'm going to be now aiming for 11:30, I'll probably schedule it for like 1 p.m. That gives myself tons of time. That's just the way I do it. I could just unlist it, publish unlisted, but whatever. Then I finish what I'm doing. I wait for the checks to complete. I see, oh, it's ready to go. Good. What time is it? 11:15? That's fine. Publish. And then it goes live. So YouTube doesn't need any extra time. They are doing their checking with the checks and whatnot. YouTube's testing starts once your video is published. Okay? When your video is published, now they'll start notifying your subscribers, putting the video thumbnail up on people's browse pages, specifically your subscribers, and then perhaps some other people who are like your subscribers. And the testing begins. And they start measuring, how are the subscribers responding to this video? Are they liking it? Are they watching a lot of it? Are they leaving after 10 seconds? Right? Is the click-through rate high? Is it low? Right? They use all these things. Are they liking it? Are they not liking it? Are they commenting? Right? Are they sharing it? Right? All these things. If they're doing a lot of those good things, they'll put it out in front of more people. And that's how it grows. So anyway, long-winded answer, Nick, but I hope that helped. Ride with Ree. Also, do you have a how-to video on sharing a screen while live? They're another shameless plug. I do have a video on how to hook up a second monitor and how to live stream and share that monitor in my course. But I do not have one like that. I don't have any videos on live streaming on my channel other than me saying, I think you should live stream. If you want to grow a channel and you're comfortable putting your face out there, and that's what you're doing, and you're using yourself as your brand, and if you're making videos like that anyways, then add live streaming to your mix, to your strategy, and that will really level up your channel growth. Can potentially. Plus, it's awesome practice for talking to the camera. I'm staring at the camera right now when I'm talking to you. But no, I don't have a video on specifically how to do that on my channel. Garth has a question. My EOS RP, what is that? I want to say it's a camera. Does not autofocus. Okay, camera. Does not autofocus in 4K. So my videos are in 1080. Should I upscale to 4K in post prior to uploading to YouTube? That's a good question. I wouldn't say it's necessary. I would, when you say upscale to 4K, yeah, I guess some programs will allow you to do that, and some are probably better at it than others. It would not be as good, I don't believe, as good as if you shot it in 4K. But I do understand. I've heard that some 4K cameras won't autofocus in 4K. Actually, this camera here won't autofocus if I have HDMI out plugged in, and I'm like basically like now this camera, I've got an HDMI cord plugged into it, and that feeds into my computer. With that setup, I can't record on it, and I can't have autofocus work. I have to unplug that in order for autofocus to work, which is one of the reasons why when I make a video with this camera, I unplug it from my computer and I just record to the SD card is what I do. Then autofocus works. So I don't know if that's something that would help you. But back to your question, should I upscale? I guess it depends on the quality of your upscaled 4K video. If it looks really good, then sure, go for it. If not, I wouldn't worry too much about it. 1080p is still high definition. It's still good. And the only time people will notice a difference between 1080 and 4K is if they're watching it on a very large screen, very large monitor or big screen TV, something like that. So you may want to look in your analytics to find out how your viewers are watching your videos. If the majority are watching them on a phone, I wouldn't worry about it. Phone and computer, I probably still wouldn't worry about it unless a good percentage are watching from their TVs. There you go. On some big channels, I've seen something cool. When they do a CTA, call to action, the subscribe button gets lit up. How do they do that? Good question. I'll show you. So here is, actually no, I can't show you. Okay, no, this doesn't even show my subscribe button because it's not my channel. Basically, wrong button. The subscribe button below the video you're watching, okay, if that person in the video says, you know, subscribe to my channel, then yeah, the subscribe button will be animated. That's automatic. There's nothing you have to do to make that happen on your channel. All you have to do is mention subscribe to my channel or like my video. If you say those things, then they will automatically be animated for you. YouTube does that. Now, the reason why I can't show you on my channel is because I rarely ask people to subscribe to my channel or like my video. Like maybe 1 in 10 videos. Not even that, I don't think. I just don't. My feeling on that, and yeah, I suppose it's nice if, you know, if that lights up down below, it might trigger some people. But the way I look at that today is that I feel like enough people now know YouTube enough to know that if they enjoyed what they just watched and they want to see more from that creator, they know to press the subscribe button. They know to hit that like button, right? So that's the way I feel about it. That plus the fact that, you know, one of my pet peeves actually is when people ask for the subscribe and the like early in the video, like at the beginning. Like hello, thanks for watching my video. My name is Rob, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below, and you'll see more of my. It's like, you know what? This very well could be the first video of yours I've ever seen. How do I know if I want to subscribe to you? Right? I haven't even watched your video yet. Let me watch your video first, then maybe I'll subscribe. So that's a pet peeve of mine. It's not that it upsets me. The pet peeve part of it is that the creator has just wasted probably 15 seconds of the intro of their video introducing themselves and asking people to do something. When, you know, those first 15 seconds are crucial to keeping people around watching your video. You need to start delivering on what you promised in your thumbnail and title immediately, right out of the gate. The first minute even, just the first 15 seconds, just start delivering the information. Don't tell people what you're gonna tell people, if that makes sense, right? Don't tell people in this video, this is what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this, and I'm just thinking, well, just get to it already, please. Just get to it, please, right? That's what I'm thinking, because I know that's what a lot of people are thinking. You know how busy people are today? This day and age? People are just busy. It's a shame. Like, people do need to slow down, I think. But the reality is they don't. People are busy and they click off and they click off and they go on to something else really fast. So don't waste those precious first 15 seconds asking people to like something they haven't even watched yet. All right. What else we got here? What does hype mean in the comment section on your video? So it's there on my video. So I'm going to have to get back to you on that. It's a new thing. Hype is a new thing. I haven't seen it yet. But it's another way to basically, if you like a video you've just seen, you can hype it. It's another way. I don't know if it's like a share or it's a like on steroids, but I think you only get to do that so many times, either per day or per week or something. Yeah, so I'm going to have to get back to you on that. I will have a better answer. You know what? Where's my number 3 on my current list of videos to make? Hype. Incidentally, let me just tell you that I now have 3 video ideas written down on this piece of paper. You know what the third one is. I just wrote it down. What do you guys think about this? And some of you in here, I don't mean to offend if you get offended by this, if this is something you do, but I'm going to suggest that you don't do this anymore. Okay, and I'm going to make a video on why. And some of you might recognize this, but have you ever seen in the comments section somebody say something like, "Small YouTubers gather here. Let's go, small YouTubers, we can do it." Things like that. Have you seen that before? If you do that, stop it. You don't want to do that. Okay. What's going on? And this is what I'm going to make a video about. I don't want to spill the. Well, no, I'm going to spill the beans because I don't want to keep this from you guys. What's going on is it's some people. I believe this started. I've got to do a little more research on how it started, the origins of it. But basically, what it boils down to is it's a low effort way just to get a comment in, and it's almost like code to other people. To sub for sub, okay, which is against YouTube's policies. Sub for sub. Sub for sub means if you subscribe to me, I'll subscribe to you, right? That is not a good idea on several levels. Number one, it's against YouTube's policies, and you could lose your channel over it. And number two, it doesn't work. In fact, it hurts you, okay? Sub for sub, what happens is if you do that, I understand why people do it because they want to grow their channels. They want to get more subscribers. So that's the underlying reason. But Ride with Reese says, I've seen it a lot. Yeah, so have I. Nug has not seen it. Interesting. Very good. Yeah, so what was I going to say? Oh, yes, I have seen it and think spammer and never engaged. I didn't know it was sub for sub. Yeah, so I didn't either when I first saw it. And in fact, when I first saw it, I would just give it a heart and move on. But yeah, no, what could happen is even if you are somebody who does this and you are successful at doing this, meaning you get a lot of subscribers and you end up subscribing to a lot of other people, but you're getting a lot of subscribers this way, they're not real subscribers. They're empty subscribers. They're like, think of them like synthetic subscribers. They only subscribe to you because you asked them to and you said you would subscribe to them. All right? They're not, what is your goal is what you have to ask yourself with your channel. Is it just to get monetized? You just want to get to that 1,000 subscriber point? Well, here's something. If you get to 1,000 subscribers that way, I'm willing to bet that you do not have 4,000 watch hours, not even close. Because sub for sub, they're not going to be watching your videos, those subscribers, okay? Okay, but let's assume they do. Let's assume some people do or whatever, and you do manage to get the 4,000 watch hours, and if you got your subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, and you get monetized. Well, first of all, YouTube will go back and look to see how you got monetized, and if they notice a whole lot of that sub for sub activity, they won't monetize you. They won't accept you in the partner program. So there's that. But let's even say they do. They do accept you and you get monetized. What can you expect to earn from that? Like if people like that are not, if they're not true subscribers, if your focus is on that and not on making better and better and better content, you're not going to get better at making videos. You're not going to be putting content up there that your real subscribers, the real people you're trying to reach, are going to want to watch. And, if you get monetized like that, maybe you end up earning $15, $20 a month. Maybe not even that. Maybe you every 3 or 4 or 5 months, you'll get a payout of $50, or I think $100 is the minimum, right? And you just will not grow because all of the subscribers you have now are not people who are really interested in your content, right? So now whenever you do put out a good video, YouTube's going to test it on all those subscribers, and it's going to flop because they didn't subscribe to you because they wanted to watch your videos, right? So YouTube's going to think, wow, geez, 1,000 subscribers and nobody wants to watch this video. It must be horrible. We're just going to, no more views for that one. So you'd make it impossible for yourself to grow your channel if you did that. So long story short is I'm going to make a video on that. I've looked and there hasn't really been many videos made on this. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. I'm sure there are. But actually what I found was people actually doing sub for sub. When I looked for this, it was people trying to do it. And I'm thinking, dude, like, don't. Like, no. You're hurting yourself by doing this. And YouTube doesn't like it. So you could get caught and get in trouble. So anyway, that is video idea number 1. Video idea number 2 is a behind the scenes, me starting a video by writing out bullet points on a cue card and just kind of following the process of me making a video. So I'll just leave that one there. That's probably not the next one I'm going to make. But I just got a super chat that I'm going to acknowledge now. Thank you very much. I'm waiting for it to pop up here. Macanudo. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And she says, why is that not popping up over here? Says, so yeah, I can't. Oh, you know what? Because I have the 3 Qs. I'm searching on 3 Qs. There we go. There it is. There you go. Rob, today I reached viewing hours and began the process of monetizing. Awesome. Congrats. Did it in 3 months. I want to thank you for the inspiration. My channel is about macrame tutorials. Greetings from Chile. Awesome. Congratulations. So not a question, but that's okay. Macrame, that takes me back. Back in the 70s at our cottage, my mother our cottage was decked out with macrame, like hanging flower pots all over the inside of our cottage. So that reminds me of the 70s. So awesome. That's cool. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. All right. Where are we? 3 months. Wow. Yeah, that is fast. 3 months is super fast. Super fast. Front porch view of Texas. How do you announce you are going live? So if we're talking about at the beginning, okay. So there's different times. So if you're going to have a live, say in a couple weeks, what you could do is you can advertise it in your videos, the videos that you post leading up to your live. And if you're going to do that, what I would do is I would do it at the end of your video. For the reasons that I just talked about in terms of don't waste, the first 30 seconds of your video is super important. High value real estate, think of it as. Now, when I started, I used to introduce myself and I go live and all this in the first minute. If I were to do it over again, I wouldn't do it that way, and perhaps I'd grow even faster than I did. But yeah, so that's one way. Another way is through community posts. You can let people know that you're going live in the community posts. You can set up, you can create the stream under Manage Streams in your YouTube studio ahead of time, like the day before, and schedule it for the next day. What I usually do now is, like, I think this morning's, I don't remember, did I schedule it last night or early this morning? It's usually the night before or, several hours before I'll schedule it. It's good to do it ahead of time because then YouTube will notify your subscribers, right? I think they notify maybe an hour beforehand, maybe 30 minutes beforehand, things like that. So it's good to schedule it at least an hour before. So yeah, and if it's whenever you schedule it and set it up, it could pop up in people's browse page on YouTube. This upcoming, Rob's going live in 12 hours or whatever, right? So those are some ideas for you. Let's see. Let me take another drink here. How we doing? I noticed we got awfully close to 200 concurrent viewers. That's exciting. That's cool. We've reached that once before. But that was when I was giving away a whole bunch of free stuff. So if we can do that without me giving away free stuff, that's extra special. All right, let me search on the 3 Qs again, see what else we got for questions. LBJ Films, will your page grow if you post weekly? Maybe. So it's hard to, just posting weekly is not going to make it happen. You've got to be posting good content. I'd say weekly is a good, it's a good pace. If you can comfortably make 1 video every week without burning yourself out, then that's what I would do. If you can do 2 a week, that's what I would do. If you can only do 1 every 2 weeks, that's what I would do. So yeah, people can grow a channel posting once a month. It really depends on how, the quality of your content. So absolutely, you could grow weekly. Another super chat. This time, Resilience Club with. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It doesn't say with. It gets cut off. So let me just scroll down here to see if I can get your full name. Oh, with Mike. Yes, Mike Carrazza. Appreciate that, Mike. Thank you very much. Hey, Rob, thanks for all the recent help. I'm still torn if I should focus my content on heart health or life lessons, but hopefully I figure it out. Yes, that rings a bell. I think we did chat in the comment section. Yes, and it's coming back to me now, and I think I screenshotted that because it gave me an idea. I think it's something I can expand on more in a video. So I'll do that often. Like if I... if a really good question comes in and I, respond to it and I like the question and the answer, I'll screenshot all of that and I put it into a folder called Questions to Answer. And then every once in a while, if I'm looking for a video idea, I'll open that folder and I'll look for, and basically I'll read the question and answer it in a video. So I think I'm going to answer your question in a video too. But no problem, Mike. Best of luck deciding what your niche is going to be. The wastewater enthusiast, do you think you can post too much long-form content? I do a lot of filming at work and can sometimes get 4 videos out a week. Not always, but I wonder if it's too much. You're asking the right question. It could be too much. To answer that question, I would look at the length of the videos. How long are your videos? If they're 5 minutes long or less, then I wouldn't worry about it. 4 a week is probably fine. If they're an hour long each, then 4 a week is probably too much. Yeah, think about your viewers and think about what you're asking them to watch. Like, remember that everybody is kind of busy. Everybody watches more than just your channel. People watch other channels too. So that's the way I kind of think of it. If my videos tend to be average, maybe 20 minutes, right? And if I make 3 videos in a week, I think that's good. That's a lot of work for me because I do other things. But 3 20-minute videos a week, I look at that almost as like the max. Like that's an hour of somebody's time a week that I'm asking for. And, that's a lot. But if my videos were 30 to 40 minutes long, I'm not going to make 3 of those a week. That's too much to ask. Probably once a week is probably enough. Right, so that's the question I would ask. Mike is here. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you. 1 video a week, 31,000 subs in 11 months. Only 6 shorts. Quality over quantity, especially if you're doing YouTube part-time. Well said. Clear and concise, Mike. Love it. And you're doing awesome. Quality over quantity. That's true. True words right there. Yeah, it doesn't matter how often you post, really. If you're posting junk just for the sake of posting videos, that's not going to help you. So, whether you post, if you just go once a week, if it's quality stuff, then great. If 1 week, you just can't come up with anything, an idea is not coming to you, don't force one out. Like, just wait until the idea comes. Like, just, you can miss a week. That's okay. No big deal. In fact, if people are used to seeing you, let's say twice a week, but then one week you don't come out with anything, right? People might start to miss you. And then when you do finally show up the week after with supposedly a really good video because you spent 2 weeks on it, maybe, maybe not, but you know what I mean? Like people will, it's like, oh, I haven't seen Mike in a little while. Going to watch this one, right? So there's that element too. You really you almost have to think about it in a psychological way. Like try to think of your viewers and what are they thinking of? What are they doing? Are they just spending all day, every day on YouTube? Or do they have busy lives? Are they at work during the day and then they have maybe 2 hours a night they're going to spend on YouTube or, whatever. Try to think that way. And how do people spend their time? And how much of their time can you reasonably expect to get from them? Right? So good way to think about it. Whoops, what did I do? Let me move this back. That's that darn mouse wheel. Just changed everything there. All right. QQQ, Renata and... Oh, wow, look how small that is now. What am I doing? All right. Yeah, we're just making a mess here of my... there we go. Renata and Luis Menendez. Question, how do you start a live stream video when you don't have an audience? Do you create a live video and hope some people show up? It's a good question. If you don't have an audience, okay, so first of all, you can go live from your phone or you can go live from a computer. When you go live from a computer, you can do it from either YouTube Studio or you can use software like Ecamm Live, StreamYard, OBS, whatever. So that's how you would do it. Now, if you do it from your phone, you need 50 subscribers in your account in order to be allowed to do that by YouTube. If you go live from a computer, there is no such limit or minimum number of subscribers that you need. You can go live with 0. So get that out of the way. Now, let's say you don't have an audience, okay? And you want to go live. That's totally fine. In fact, even if you do have an audience, you do have regular viewers, I would still prepare your first live stream as if you're going to go live to nobody, right? You want to prepare that way because maybe nobody shows up. That could very well happen, or maybe some people do show up. So prepare for nobody. And what I mean by that is have something ready to either talk about or demonstrate or show, like maybe it's a presentation, maybe you're just going to bring up Google Chrome and a website and share your screen and talk about something, or make a slide presentation in Keynote or whatever. I can't think of the name of the programs now. Whatever you want to show. Just have something ready, something prepared. For me, when I started, I feel like I had it a little bit easy because what I was doing was I was making videos on how to edit videos in Camtasia. So, it was not all that, I could just pick a topic. Like how do you make, picture in picture how do I edit that in? How do I edit a video that's shot with whatever? I could pick a topic and I could bring up Camtasia, share my screen and just kind of walk through how to do something while I'm talking my way through it. But the bottom line is have something ready to talk about, be prepared to go live to nobody. If you want to do like a Q&A type of live stream, like answer people's questions, then have a list of questions at the ready. Like write down 5 or 10 questions on a piece of paper and have it in front of you before you start. That's the way I used to start mine. I'd have a demonstration ready to go, and I'd also have maybe 5 questions that I was going to answer. And that got me going. That got me started. But what you'll notice is when people do finally start to show up and ask questions, it wasn't very long before I never really had to go to my own list of questions. I would because I'd be getting plenty from my audience. So there's that. But now, if you get people showing up, but it's only 1 or 2, and they're not asking anything, they're not participating, you have to encourage them to, okay? When you notice that people are in your live stream, but nobody's in the chat yet, let's say you can see, oh, there's 3 people here. Just say that. Oh, hey, I see there's 3 people here watching me in the live stream. If you have any questions about what I'm doing at all, feel free to let me know. And also, by the way, if you feel comfortable enough, why don't you let me know who you are and where you're watching from? I love I love knowing where people are watching me from around the world. It's cool. So you can say something like that, and that'll, if people do put something in the live chat, acknowledge them right away and just say, oh, great. Hey, hi, how you doing, Renata? Good to see you. What's the weather like in wherever, right? So, and that's how like you're the host. So you can start by, presenting something, but if people start showing up, try to engage with them. And then before you know it, if you start off that way and then you show up every week, same time, same place, every week, the amount of people that show up will start to grow and you will start getting subscribers. One of the things I think is great to talk about, and I actually wrote it down that I would today, and I haven't yet. See, I haven't got to my notes. And that is what videos I made last week. I could briefly go over them and see if anybody had questions, or what videos I'm working on for next week. I can kind of gauge people's response to those, right? So those are some ideas. I hope that helps. All right, what we got here? Victory, Miss Donna. Hey, Rob and friends. Rob, since you got me started on this YouTube journey a few months back, I finally worked out my niche, one that was wanted and possibly profitable with ChatGPT. Awesome. Way to go, Donna. Congratulations. Well done. And good luck making videos for that. Crystal has a question. What is YouTube Studio? Is it only for monetized channels? No, it's not only for monetized channels. It's for all creators. If you have a channel and you want to upload your own videos, it is. So just so you know, when you go to your, like if you're on YouTube, so I'm in YouTube here, this is one of my videos, you can either go up here to your avatar, click that, scroll down, and click YouTube Studio right here. So if I click that, that's my YouTube Studio. So this is where I go to upload videos. I can come up here to create, I can upload a video, go live, create a post, so on and so on. You can go through and look at your content. You can look at your analytics. And you can go into your community, answer questions. Holy cow, I've got a lot of questions to answer, right? So that's YouTube Studio. Everybody gets YouTube Studio when you have a YouTube channel. And oh, I've got 2 super chats. Brad, delay there. Thank you so much, Brad. I appreciate that. Quick thanks for the inspiration to get going. That's an easy question. I appreciate it, Brad. Thank you very much. And no problem at all. I'm happy to help. Happy to help. If you need anything else, just let me know. And best of luck to you. And then we've got Ride with Ree. Thank you so much, Ree. I really appreciate that. This is such greatest advice on going live and everything else you have said. Thank you. No problem at all, Ree. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'm happy to help. I enjoy doing this. Actually, this is one of my favorite times of the week, these live streams. I love these. They're great. And it's, as you guys are probably realizing, I can't answer all the questions that come in just because there are too many, but that's really a good problem to have. But an extra bonus of that is, since I'm not able to answer you guys all the time, you guys end up talking amongst yourselves in the live chat, and I just think that's great. We're building a nice little community here. Yeah. So, oh, one thing else I wanted to mention. I do have a free community you can join called Creators Cove. I don't think that link is available in my descriptions anymore, or is it?
One video, literally.
Sorry, I recently updated that. No. Oh yeah, it is. It still is. Okay. But no, what I wanted to mention though is here. So this is my latest video. In the description below, where I've got all my affiliate links and all that stuff. Another plug for the pre-order for the live stream Made Easy course I've come out with that's launching on Friday. But here, I've created a new free download. It's called the YouTube Kickstart Kit. And there's a link right here in all of my video descriptions. You can click on that. It's 100% free in exchange for your name and your email address. And yes, you do get put on my email list, but you can always unsubscribe if you get too many emails from me. But yeah, from within there, You can join Creators Cove. You can download my stats tracker if you don't have that yet. And there's a guide in there, basically a checklist, which was a free. It was a lead magnet that I had before, but now I've basically just combined everything into this 16-page PDF that you can download for free to get you started. There you go. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out, that's where you find those now. Okay. Let's see, is that, I don't think no, I didn't. No, another super chat. Thank you, Miss Donna. Thank you so much, Donna. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for everything. You're the best. Hey, I'm just sharing what I know. I'm not an expert at any of this stuff, or I don't consider myself one, but I will share what I learn as I go. Poodle Professor, I am assuming you use an external camera when doing a live. You don't have to. I do when I go live in here. Okay, what I do when I'm in here, I use two cameras. I use this one, my iPhone, which is wirelessly connected to that computer right there, because this is an iPhone and that's a MacBook. They connect through the air using, I think, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, right? So I can use this as a webcam. So this is considered an external camera. But then this is the camera I'm using up here. That's a Sony, I think that's the A6400, which is the same as the ZV-E10, which I don't have hooked up right now. But anyway, same camera, one's older than the other, with a lens on it. And I've got that little teleprompter on the end of hanging off of the lens. And that's something I was going to show you today. This is a new little monitor I got. And the reason I got that is for Zoom calls. So now when I do a Zoom call, I can, that's a screen. I can bring a screen onto that and then it'll project up there. And then I can look at the person I'm talking to and look at them right in the eye, right? Because the camera is behind them. So that's very handy. It's a little kind of bulky and in the way, but it works. So I've done a couple coaching calls with this already in the last couple days, and I love it. It's great. But anyways, yeah, you can. So I do use external cameras, but if I do a live outside, I'll just do it from my phone, and I use my phone camera. I could also go live with my laptop here, just using the webcam that comes with it, or you can do that. Those cameras don't tend to be very good. Even a relatively inexpensive webcam like a Logitech Brio or what's the other one, C920 or something like that, those would be a whole lot better than the little camera that comes, the FaceTime camera that comes with a laptop. So you can use those. Any webcam that you plug into your computer or camera like this that plugs into the computer. Now, a camera like this needs to go into a cam link first. But any camera that's connected to your computer, you can select as the camera of choice when you go live. Whether you go live from YouTube Studio or from Ecamm Live or from OBS, StreamYard, whatever. Alrighty. All right, so did my first live stream with YouTube software. Could see two people in the room, but couldn't find where to click to see their names to give them specific shout out. Not sure if you know where. So you can't. Unless people in the live say who they are in the live chat, you can't see who they are, right? There's no list of people who are, so people can just kind of drop in and watch your live and you won't ever know who they were. So that's why I tend to say, you can look at the number. You can see, I can see there's 173 people in here right now. And let's say that number was 3 and nobody's in the chat. I would say something like, I see there's 3 people in here. Thanks for joining. I'd love to know who you are and where you're watching from. Let me know in the chat, right? Encourage them to speak up. But some people don't want to, and that's okay. Yeah, there's no way to know. Is it hard to transition from faceless videos to showing myself in front of the camera? Started my channel a month ago. Learning a lot from your content. Thanks, Rob. No problem. Probably. Putting yourself on camera is hard for a lot of people. I understand that. It was hard for me. Not so much because I just didn't want myself out there, but more because I kind of froze when I looked at the camera. I forgot what I wanted to say. And I just felt more comfortable just doing a voiceover and then doing video afterwards. But I'll tell you, if you can get to a place where you feel comfortable talking to the camera, then a couple good things happen. Number one, you get over the fear of talking to a camera. You get used to it. It's good practice. Number two, you end up making authentic videos that are not overproduced and constructed like video plus voiceover would be constructed, kind of, right? Just talking to the camera and sharing your thoughts, that's real. That's authentic. And that's what people like. People watch more of videos like that, right? That's just the way it is. So faceless channels, I'm not a huge fan of them. I think they hold people back, quite honestly. There's a time and a place for them, sure. And, if you absolutely can't put yourself on camera, faceless is a good way to start and getting to learn YouTube, figuring out how to edit videos, how to upload videos, how to look at your stats, all that stuff. But if you really want to grow your channel, again, there are faceless channels out there that are successful, 100%. I just think it's harder to have success on YouTube with a faceless channel. And when I say faceless, I guess sometimes I confuse the two, faceless and AI. Okay, faceless and AI generated content, they don't have to be one and the same. Faceless could mean you're just walking around showing where you're walking, but you're still talking with your own voice. So that's faceless, but it's not voiceless, right? That, I can see that working better than like a voiceover type of video. Anything where you sound real and you don't try extra hard to get every sentence sounding perfect before you go with that and you just edit it all together. So the other good thing about showing up on camera and just talking to the camera is that the editing is so much quicker. You don't have to put everything together in editing afterwards. You may not edit anything out of what's the word I'm looking for, like a monologue or you talking to the camera. You could just leave it all the way it is, talk for 20 minutes, press stop, there's your 20-minute video, upload, done. That's the extreme case. You could do that. I've never done that. I usually do some editing. Yeah, so is it hard to transition? I'd say yes. It's hard. It's going to be hard whenever you start to look at the camera, whether you've done faceless first or not. I don't think doing faceless channels is going to prepare you for what it feels like to actually look at a camera and speak. I think that you can only get used to that by doing it. So I hope that helps. If I do a live stream resighting in my crossbow, will that go against the Firearms on live streams policy, even though it's archery equipment? If I do a live stream resighting in my crossbow, I'm going to say I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what the Firearms policy is. Yeah, I don't know. But you're good to ask that question. It's just I don't have the answer for you. So I would do some deeper digging. Maybe start with ChatGPT. Go to YouTube in their policy guidelines and try to find the answer there is what I would do, and do some research. Because you're asking the right question. You want to be sure. I am definitely not the person to answer that. Oh, I must have missed the question. Do you manage all the things you do by yourself? If so, I bet it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and yes, I do. Myself and ChatGPT. I lean on her or it a lot. So yeah, helps me out a lot. Cheryl, I just got accepted into the YouTube program. Hey, congratulations. What's the big deal about that? Well, the big deal is you can start earning. Well, no, sorry. Let me back up. And let me take a drink while I back up. So yeah, you can apply for the YouTube Partner Program before you're eligible, like before you have the 1,000 subscribers, the 5,000 or the 4,000 watch hours. But you can't start earning AdSense revenue until you're accepted into the program. So once you're accepted into the program and you've met the requirements, then you start participating in AdSense revenue. So that means whenever YouTube puts an ad before your video, or a mid-roll ad in the middle of your video, or an end roll ad at the end, whatever, ads in your videos, they will pay you 55% of whatever they collected from the advertisers. Okay, so you're now a partner with YouTube and you share in their revenue. You get 55%, they keep 45%. Okay, and the way it works is you can go into your YouTube analytics and click on the revenue tab and see how much you're earning every single day. I think it's like around a day late. Like for me to see what I earned yesterday, I have to wait until like 6 or 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. Then it'll show me yesterday's, right? So it's about a day delayed. But then you can see what you made each day, and then at the end of each month, YouTube will look to see how much you've earned. Okay, and if you've earned more than $100, they'll send it to you. So you have to have set up how to get paid by them, whether it's EFT or send you a check or whatever. You set that up in your YouTube studio, or actually, I believe in your Google AdSense account. Now, if at the end of the month you have not earned $100, it just rolls over to the end of the next month. It gets added to whatever you earn the next month. Okay, and then so yeah, once a month. So at the end of August, so once August 31st rolls around, usually September, by the end of September 1st, they'll have an accurate count. Whatever money I earned from August, I will get on and like around the 20th to the 25th of September. Okay, so around 3 weeks after the end of the previous month. So yeah, congratulations. And I think, unless things really start taking off for you, what you'll probably realize is that, wow, I wanted to get monetized for so long, and what? This is it? Because yeah, the earnings start off usually fairly low. Like my first month was $200, so that's pretty good. I've heard people make as little as $50 their first month, and then obviously they don't get a payment because it's not 100. They have to wait till the end of the next month. So yeah, but it could be all over the place. You have one good video, you could make a couple $1,000s off of that in a month, right? Off of one video, or more. I know somebody who made like over $15,000 their first month monetized because one video did so well, right? So there you go. Congrats. Alrighty. How are we doing out there? Am I missing lots of questions? Let's see. I see Steve Brocky is here. How you doing, Steve? How is your supper? Crystal Star, rebounding with Cheryl. Lucy on leadership. Rural homesteader, Catherine Price still here. You've got a good excuse, Steve. What did I miss here? Various videos. Still hasn't monetized yet. Keep at it. You'll get there. Just keep trying new things. Don't stay stagnant. Don't keep making the same videos over and over again. I like to encourage people, especially if you've had a channel for a while and you're just not getting anywhere, try something new. Like a slightly different angle, different type of video. If you were doing faceless, try putting your face in one. Try different lengths. If you normally make 20-minute videos, try a 5-minute video, right? Just try something new. The Homestead Path just put my 6th video on in 2 weeks and have under 100 views total. Is that normal? It's really hard to say. There is no normal is the right answer. There's no normal, quite honestly. Like I've seen people, brand new channel, one video, 20,000 views, right? Other people, 30 videos in a couple of months, and the most they've gotten is 10 views in a video. So it's all over the place. It's going to depend on the quality of your video, the quality, how much people want to actually hear about whatever it is you're talking about, right? If you make a fantastic video that's amazing in every way, but what you're talking about nobody is interested in, it's not going to get views. So there's that. You have to talk about something people want to hear. So yeah, all over the place. There is no normal. When you started, did you use a wireless lapel mic? No, when I started, I used this shotgun mic that I have above me. This up here, that shotgun mic. So that mic is plugged into that red thing. That's called an audio interface. That's where the mic's plugged in. And then this is plugged into this dock, which is plugged into my MacBook. So that's how I get my audio into that's how I get the audio into the computer. So no, but you know what? This lapel mic, where is it? Comes in a nice little pouch here. This is the DJI. Comes in this box here, and it comes with two of, where are they? Two of these guys, right? For wind. Right here. So that's what comes in the package. Two of these mics. You can pop them out. They charge in this little case. And then this is the receiver end that you plug into the phone. Plug that in like that, and there you go. So, but this can also, this USB-C, so you can also plug that into your MacBook, or Windows PC, right? To get audio in, you could just use that, and then you just clip this to your shirt. It's got a little fancy little magnetic square, so you can put that under your shirt, and right, that's what I usually do. That's why it's usually right here on me. Okay, so yeah, what I was going to say is, if I were to do it over again, if I were to start a brand new channel now and I had nothing, I probably would not get this shotgun mic. Instead, I would just get a lapel mic, because that's good for indoors and outdoors. Okay, at the time, I thought I really needed this to sound good. And it does sound good, but so does this lapel mic. This lapel mic I use for all my outdoor videos, and I think they sound every bit as good as the inside ones. So yeah, there you go. Save yourself some money and just get a lapel mic. What are the taxes you pay once you get monetized? Great question, Crystal. So I have to say right off the top that I am not I'm not an accountant, a lawyer, or any of that. So whatever I say tax related, is not financial advice. Plus, I don't know where you are. I'm in Canada. The rules here might be different than, they are wherever you live. Okay? But here, whatever income you make from whatever you do is taxable, is income tax. Now, if you work for somebody else, they typically withhold tax, right, throughout the year. And then once a year, you basically settle up with the government. You submit your tax form. You tell them how much your employer collected from you, and the form will say whether you paid enough or you didn't pay enough, and you then either will get a refund or you owe more tax. Okay, so that's the way it works in Canada. I think it's the same in the States and the UK. When you work for yourself, there's nobody to withhold tax, so you have to do that on your own. So some people are good at that, some people not so much. If you're not good at putting enough, take 20%, whatever, from whatever you make and put it in a little, a safe account somewhere that you won't touch, so that you have enough to pay the tax once a year. In some countries, you have to pay installment taxes as well. So basically, you're on your own for figuring that out. YouTube is like a small business. Okay, so whatever money you make. Sorry, let me back up a little bit. It's not true that you have to pay tax on all of your revenue because it's like a business. It's revenue minus expenses that you pay your taxes on here in Canada, anyways. So if I mean, what are my expenses here in running my YouTube business? Well, I got to pay for internet, right? So that's a monthly bill. I have to pay for Ecamm Live. I've got to pay for YouTube Premium because I don't want to see ads when I watch my videos. I pay for vidIQ. I pay for Canva Pro. I pay for, I'm going to forget stuff, Camtasia. All the things you add up. Everything I bought this camera, my computer, my phone bill, the tripods, the monitors, everything that I use in my business, I've had to buy. So those are expenses for my business. So if I earn $1,000 from YouTube and I've spent $2,000 in the month for my expenses, well, then I've actually lost $1,000, the difference. So I don't pay tax on that. In fact, that's a loss carry forward to the next month. So in the next month, so that's what you do, that math every month, and you have to keep track of that. So whether you use a spreadsheet to do it manually or you use a program like QuickBooks or whatever, something like that to track your business, and then you would pay the difference in tax. So in Canada here, for YouTube, we have to submit a form that basically says to the U.S. government, do not withhold any tax from me because I'm not a U.S. citizen. I don't pay U.S. tax. I pay tax in Canada. So, it would be silly for me to allow YouTube to basically to allow the IRS, which is the U.S. tax collection agency, for the IRS to withhold tax from me because I don't pay tax to the IRS. I pay tax to the CRA, Canada Revenue Agency, right? So no, YouTube, send me 100% of it. And there's a form for Canadians to fill out, right? And you submit that, and then so then, in fact, I was late on submitting that. So my first check that I got from YouTube or EFT withheld like 30% or something. And I'm like, what? Like that's wrong. So I submitted it and I got it back. So it was fine. How did I want to finish that off? So I collect all 100% of it. And, I suppose the more equipment you keep buying, you can keep your tax bill down because you're spending all the revenue you get from YouTube, right? It's a great way to kind of fund a hobby. Right? You don't have to pay tax on this extra money you're getting that's paying for the stuff for your hobby. But, in Canada anyways, they like to see businesses eventually earn a profit, right? So, and if it earns a profit, you pay tax on that profit. And the tax rate you pay depends on whether you've set yourself up as a corporation, like a LL, what's it called? It's LTD or incorporated business in Canada, but I think in the States it's LLB. Limited liability business, I think. Anyway, if you set yourself up that way, I think it comes with added protections, or you could just, set yourself up as a sole proprietor and you're just running a business by, in your home, like a side business. Anyway, is that enough of that? Is that enough tax talk? That's basically it. Yeah, you pay, the short answer is you pay tax on the difference between money you make, revenue, and the money you have to spend to make that money, expenses. And the rate at which you pay tax depends on where you pay tax. Like Canada has different tax rates than the US, than the UK, Australia. Everybody has different tax rates. Steve Brocky. How are you, Steve? I know you can't answer me. I will answer your question. How do you deal with periods where you lack inspiration or motivation? You take a break is what you do. Tax talk with Rob, new niche. Yeah, I don't think so. You take a break. Yeah, if you don't have inspiration or motivation, it's time to take a break. And that's okay. I've done that. I've taken little breaks, little mini breaks here and there. I've been lucky enough to not have gone into, well, no, I shouldn't say that. If I go back to before I got monetized, I go back a year and a half ago, say 2 years ago, my channel was going nowhere, and I was taking I was taking 6-month breaks, right? One was, I think, 14 months I took off because I moved as well during that, but I just didn't have it in me. I didn't see the growth happening with YouTube, and I was kind of down about it. Like, I really wanted to do this, and I had spent a bunch of money to buy like microphones like this, and no money was coming in. Well, I shouldn't say that. I was a freelancer through Fiverr, so I was doing voiceovers, and I was making tutorial videos for companies, and I was using my own voice, and I use this microphone for that. So, but while I was doing all that, I was trying to get my YouTube channel going, and it just wasn't. It wasn't working for me, and I was getting, frustrated. So I would take breaks. I would take long breaks, right? But yeah, just take as much time off as you need to kind of recharge the batteries. Sometimes you need a little bit of clarity, and the only way to get clarity is to take a break. Because if you're busy all the time making videos, and if you're not making videos, you're uploading them, or if you're not doing that, you're thinking about the next one, you're researching, and yada, yada, yada is going around and around. And especially if you have another job, right? If you are still working a full-time job and trying to do this on the side in your supposed downtime, then yeah, it can get real tough, real taxing. And you got to take breaks. You have to, because if you don't, you'll burn out and you'll just have zero energy. Right? And what's the point of that? Like, it's so important to have fun with this. I believe you can do this even unsuccessfully, but still have fun with it. And what I mean by that is before the success comes. And even once you get monetized and maybe you start earning some money, there will be down months too, right? There'll be periods where, actually this summer, this July, August, I've noticed a dip in views. Now, is that because of the content I'm putting out? I'm not putting out quite as much. I'm focusing too much on this course. I'm making different types of videos. I'm not able to go on my trail because of the forest fires. Whatever the reason. Or is it because everybody's on vacation? So I'm not getting as many views because people are just swimming in their pools. That could be too. Whatever the reason, it's okay. There's going to be down times. Take a break. If you're not enjoying it, if you feel like you might be getting burned out, or the enjoyment might be slipping away, that's time to take a break. Lucky for me, I don't get that way. And maybe it's because my channel's doing well, I suppose. But again, still, I do have, April was my best month ever, and March was worse. May was lower than April. June was lower again. July lower again. August probably the same as July. So it's kind of gone down for me a little bit. Like, I'm talking revenue-wise, and views, right? Views and revenue pretty much directly related. Subscriber count keeps going up fairly steadily, but that's all okay because I still really enjoy this. And I still have a ton of ideas for videos. I'm not lacking in ideas because every time I come out with a video, I get a whack of comments. And like I wrote down like this piece of paper with my video ideas. I started this today, and I've got 3 ideas on it already. One I added during this live stream. Hype, that's one. I added. I got to make a video about hype. I know nothing about it, but I'll figure it out. So, yep, that's it, Steve. Take a break is how I would handle it. What about EO insurance? I don't know what that is. Employment insurance? Yeah, I don't know. So now we're getting... Okay, I was just going to say I don't know where you are, but it's in your channel name. Texas. I'm assuming you're in Texas. So EO might be an American acronym that I'm not familiar with. Maybe it's like our EI, which is employment insurance. It used to be called UI, unemployment insurance. Steve says EO is liability insurance. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea to have insurance. I do, actually. So I have an incorporated company that I've had for a long time, and I run this YouTube under that umbrella, and I have insurance through that. Yeah, that's something to look into. Absolutely. I guess it depends on what kind of videos you make. whether you think you might need insurance or not. I first got it when I was making content for other people. It's just a safe thing to do, and it's not terribly expensive here in Canada. So I don't know. You'd have to look at your local area. Can I get detailed feedback on my videos besides just analytics on YouTube Studio? Is there a group I can join where people share constructive criticism? I think my videos are good, but not many views. There are communities you can join. I've got one called Creators Cove. If you look in the description below this live stream and below all my videos, there's a link to join Creators Cove. And it's a free, it's a place where you can post things. There's a couple of chat rooms, and then other people will answer you. You can answer other people, and that's been going for a year now. I think there's more than 900 people in there now. I'm actually a little bit behind on my messages in there. It's been a busy week or two, but yeah, feel free to join there, and you may get some good feedback in there, and you might learn something by reading the comments and the feedback from other channels as well. So I hope that helps. What are the restrictions on using small bits of copyrighted music on my YouTube channel? You can't do it. Don't do it. I've seen people make videos where they say, oh, if you only use 3 seconds of it, you're okay. You're not okay. It's not okay. The only reason you might be okay is the software that YouTube is using to try to detect this copyrighted music isn't quite to the level yet where they can detect it if it's only 3 seconds long. But it only gets better and better. I mean, if you don't own the copyright to it, if you put it in your videos, you run the risk of getting a copyright strike or a copyright notice, or just your video getting flagged. Okay? Exactly what happens to your video depends. It's out of your control. It's really up to the copyright owner's control. Okay? So if you use anybody's music and it gets flagged by YouTube, and know that their software that they use to flag this stuff or to detect this stuff is only getting better and better with AI. If they detect it, what happens is that YouTube will automatically send a message to the copyright owner. Oh, hey, by the way, this guy's got a little piece of your music in his video. What would you like me to do about it? What would you like us to do about that? And they have a choice. They can either choose to leave it there, say, oh yeah, no, you can leave it there, but we want all the money from that video, right? That, if it were me, that's probably what I would do. Other people might say, you know what? No, I don't want any piece of my music out there at all, whether I make money from it or not. Give them a strike. Okay? In that case, that's not good. Like 3 copyright strikes and you're out. So that's not good. If it just gets flagged and YouTube says, oh, by the way, this is not yours, what would you like to do about it? Like often you're given a choice. And you can go into YouTube Studio and tell YouTube what to do. So this happened to me one time when I was doing a live stream about a year ago, and I accidentally had a YouTube tab open in my Chrome, in my browser, that had some music playing in the background. I was listening to background music while I was working, and I left it. I had my volume turned way down, so my speakers were low. And I couldn't tell, but people in my live stream said, "Can you turn that music down?" And I'm like, "What music?" And then I found it. It's like, "Oh no, all right, yeah." And I closed the tab, done. But anyways, at the end of my live stream, right, I got a notice from YouTube, said, "Yeah, that's not your music in there." and so I went into my YouTube Studio under the copyright section, and it said, "Yep, this video here." We identified 4 songs that were not yours, and here's when they were played, and it listed the times, and it said, what would you like to do about this? And my choices were, leave them in there, and the owner of this music will earn the money, any money that I would earn, that video would earn because of the ads. So now, it's my live stream. right? I've turned monetization on. That's what I always do. At the end of my live streams, I will then turn monetization on for people who watch it afterwards. But yeah, with monetization on, the owner of that music would earn whatever money that video would make. I wouldn't make any money from it. Okay, that was choice number one. Another choice was I could delete my video. I didn't want to do that. Another choice was I could mute that section of my video where those songs were playing. I didn't want to do that because in that video I think I was answering questions, and I was also doing a demonstration, a live stream demonstration where I was talking, and I didn't want to mute it. But one of the choices it gave me, and I can't guarantee they'll always give you this choice, but it was, would you like us to try to use AI to just remove that music from the background but leave your voice? And I said, yes, please. Yeah, do that if you can. Yes. So I clicked to do that, and I had to do that for each of the 4 songs, and it worked. And it was fantastic. It removed the music, and then it basically ran its check again, and it said, yep, no, this video is fine now. Now you can monetize it. Perfect. That's what I did. So those are the choices I was given. But it's because, so it was basically a radio station that I had on. It was like one of these lo-fi music radio stations. And people make these YouTube accounts with this looping lo-fi music playing, not just lo-fi, any type of music, because they want people, and they even say in the description of the video, yes, you can use my music in your videos. Definitely, you can use my music in your videos. It's free to do so. Well, what they're not telling you is, yeah, you can do that for free, but you then can't monetize your channel. They want you to do that so that they can earn money from your video. They want you to put their music in your videos, and then they want your video to go viral so they can make more money from it. Okay? That's what's going on there. So this was a long answer, Alexander. I'm sorry, but yeah. What are the restrictions? I mean, YouTube themselves don't put restrictions on it. It's the owners of the music that put restrictions on it, and they would rather earn money from it than you. So yeah, I don't do it. I stay away from that. When I put music in my videos, I make sure it's licensed music. So here's something else a lot of CapCut users don't know. If you use the music that you find in CapCut, that CapCut says free to use, no, it's not. It's, well, maybe some is. I can't say for sure, but I know people have used music from CapCut, put in their videos that they use CapCut to edit, and then they'll still get copyright notices, right? So they're not free to use. You can't, well, maybe free to use, but then you can't monetize that video. And if you make all your videos that way, you'll never be able to monetize any of your videos. So if you want to put music in your videos, you got to use a service where you know you have the right, you have the license to use the music in your video. I use Epidemic Sound, and I swear by them. All the music you've ever heard in my videos, I get from Epidemic Sound. And if I cancel my Epidemic Sound subscription today, I can still leave all the videos I produced up until this point on my channel, and they can still continue to earn money forever. But if I canceled today, then like tomorrow, a video I made, I can't use any music that I downloaded from Epidemic Sound, even though I downloaded it months ago. Okay, that's the way that works. All right. All right, that was a long answer. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking at the current chat. Yes, watch hours count. Epidemic Sound is great, 100%. 100%, it's great. I just wanted to remind myself what it is. I have a link. If you're anybody interested in checking out Epidemic Sound, use my link below. Make sure code ROB50 is entered. You'll get 50% off your first 2 months after your 30-day free trial. Okay? So that link will give you a 30-day free trial of Epidemic Sound. I've got to plug it, right? This is a business after all. We've been talking about this. So there you go. That's one example of a way you can monetize your YouTube channel before your channel itself is monetized, is you can become an affiliate for people, for companies. Like I'm an affiliate for Epidemic Sound, right? So you can start earning money that way. before you get your 1,000 subscribers, your 4,000 watch hours. So there you go. Does YouTube pay a different rate based on the demographic of who is watching your videos like they do on television? It's not like that. YouTube doesn't. So basically, YouTube just pays you 55% of whatever your video has earned them in revenue from the ads that were put on your videos. Okay? So it's really up to the advertisers what videos they want their ads to be put on, what types of videos, what categories of videos they want to put their ads on, what search terms do they want people to be searching for, and a video pops up that their ad will be on. So, and advertisers bid on keywords, and it's a whole complicated thing. It's too hard to try to figure out that way. There's no way to figure it out, really. All you need to know is that, whatever YouTube is able to collect in ad revenue from the ads placed on your video, they'll pay you 55% if you're a member of the partner program. Okay? Until you're a member of the partner program, they keep it all. And some people don't like that, but the way I like to think about it is it's free video hosting. You can't be too upset if YouTube is going to put ads on your videos if you're not paying to have your videos hosted on YouTube, right? They're providing you the servers so that you can upload your videos and have anybody in the world watch your videos, right? There's got to be a cost for that. And the cost is YouTube says, oh no, you can do that for free, but we're just going to put some ads on your videos, right? That's the cost. The Dirt Princess says, I was a pro songwriter for years, and I will use Epidemic because it appears to be a nightmare to use my own original music on my channel. Really? Music creators get strikes on their own songs because of AI theft. Really? Well, that's interesting. Huh. Interesting. Your neurodivergent friend, my husband is a full-time filmmaker and has a subscription to Soundstripe for legal music use. Tons of selection. It's great. Awesome. Soundstripe. So Epidemic Sound, Soundstripe. I'm not familiar with that one. Storyblocks is another one that I used to use in the past. You can try that one out. Motion Array has some as well as some video elements. That's another one. Audio with 2 eyes is another one. There's several. The only one I can really vouch for is Epidemic Sound because I've used that for over 2 years now. But without our videos, there wouldn't be a YouTube, Renegade's Garage says. True, apple or the cart. I mean, what came first? YouTube did. I guess. Yeah, well, I think it was 2 guys. Didn't 2 guys start it in their garage? Interesting. Ayos Perez, can you talk about thumbnails? Sure I can. What would you like to know about thumbnails? My philosophy on thumbnails is to keep things simple because... because it just doesn't take very long to make simple ones. So thumbnails is a personal thing. Here's the thing. Your thumbnail and your title together are what work to win the click, okay? Your thumbnail is what people see. They see yours and several others when they're deciding what video they want to watch next, okay? If your thumbnail pops up, it's probably yours and several others. They'll have a choice. So now you want yours to be clicked. How are you going to win that click? So your thumbnail needs to be engaging, needs to be clear, I would say. The thumbnail and the title together, because people will see them both. So together, they need to work together. So I would say title is probably the most important thing because that's text that can be searched on. But then you can also put text in your thumbnail. I wouldn't necessarily put the same text in your thumbnail as you put in your title because that's kind of redundant. You can use that space in your thumbnail for additional text that supports your title. And then, the way I do it is I just take a screenshot of myself from within the video I just made, and that's my base of my thumbnail. I bring that into Canva. I'll add some text to it. That's it. Thumbnail done. I'll upload that with my video. So that's, some people spend a lot more time on thumbnails than that. I don't for me, I don't see the need to spend more time than that. Um, you know, I don't think it's as important to have, flashy, complicated looking thumbnails anymore as it used to be. I really think people like to see things that are authentic, real. So if they see me in a real setting with whatever facial expression that matches the text that I put on the thumbnail, I think that's good enough. So that's what I do. I would suggest people avoid the Canva templates that claim to make it easier to make thumbnails, flashy with the graphics and the explosion behind and all this stuff. I look at those types of thumbnails almost as like that's the way it used to be done, and you don't need to do it that way anymore. I can almost pick out, like if I look at my YouTube homepage, I'll say, okay, that's a Canva template. Yep, that's a Canva template. It's almost, you know what I mean? And I just don't think it's as necessary to do that. But that's just me. It's a bit of a, it's a bit of a, personal choice, I guess. I think there's some. You almost have to rewind a little bit. Like think about what you're trying to achieve with your channel, and what is your channel? Like, is it you putting yourself out there? If you are going to be in your videos, and your face is your avatar, and it's in your channel banner and in all your thumbnails, then I would suggest putting yourself in your thumbnails as well, large enough that people can recognize your face. That's a strategy I've gone with because I want people to be able to recognize me at a glance and see, oh, Rob's got another video, without even really having to read the title or the text on the thumbnail. They'll recognize my face, maybe my blue hat, and click, right? You really want to try to get to that place. And to get there, you want to have some consistency with the look of your thumbnails and put yourself in all of them. Different pose each time, I would suggest. Yeah, so there's some thoughts. I just talked about thumbnails. There you go. Nafisa has a question. Hi, Rob. Hi, Nafisa. Do you think that when someone starts YouTube, they should do it full-time, or for how many hours daily every day? When you're just starting YouTube, don't do it full-time, unless you don't need to work and you don't need to work to make money. Because YouTube is not going to be a revenue generator when you first start. It could take years. So there's that. I would never suggest someone do only YouTube. If they currently have a job now, do not quit your job if you want to start YouTube. I would start YouTube while you have a job, and do them both at the same time for as long as you need to. So because of that, you'll end up being busy, and you have to enjoy it. Yeah, I think it's very important to enjoy what you do on YouTube, to enjoy what you do in anything, really. But yeah, and how many hours per day, or do it every day? It really depends on how much time you have. The more time and effort you put into it, technically, the faster you can grow, or not technically, but theoretically, the faster you can grow that channel. It really depends on your motivation level, how much free time you have to devote to it, right? So you don't want to burn yourself out. You don't want to stop spending time with your family because all you're doing is YouTube now, things like that. So yeah, there's really no one answer to your question. Different for everybody, for sure. Didn't hear an answer. Asking again. Do you get penalized if I skip through commercials? So yeah, first of all, let me just apologize in advance, or not in advance. I'm late now. Apologize to those if I have not answered your question. It's because I just get too many and I can't answer them all. So apologies for that. But I try to answer as many as I can. But I also don't always know the answer, and this might be an example of that. Do you get penalized if I skip? So do I get penalized if you skip through the commercials? Yeah, I don't know the exact answer to that. It comes down to this. Like, I think, see, I've never been an advertiser on YouTube. I've never paid for advertising for ads. Okay, if I had, then maybe I'd know more about the answer to this. But if I understand correctly, when you pay for advertising, you would pay a different rate for skippable ads and a different rate for ads that people can't skip, that you have to watch all the way through, right? So you would pay different amounts, right? Whatever you end up paying, YouTube will pay that creator 55% of whatever they collected from you, okay? That's the way it works. So if it was a skippable ad and you paid to skip it, or sorry, if it was a skippable ad, how do I explain this? I think I did explain it. But if you clicked to skip an ad, that might affect how much the advertiser had to pay for that. Maybe they don't have to pay as much if you skipped it. If that's the case, then yeah, I wouldn't earn as much because they didn't have to pay as much. Okay? But they would have had to pay something, even if you clicked to skip it, because some of it was shown. So I just don't know what the formula is. So, but I mean, I wouldn't let that. I mean, that doesn't. You can't let that affect your actions. Like, I would never say to somebody, I hear you've been skipping the ads that pop up on my videos because you didn't want to watch the ads. I'm upset now. No, that's not. It is what it is. There's like, we're talking about, we're getting right down into the nitty gritty. Neither one of us have any control over that. So, yeah, I look at it from a macro level. I look at it like things like in the summertime, like now, summer here, Catherine, I know it's not summer where you are, but like July and August tend to be, what I've noticed, numbers go down a little bit, less views, less earnings, all of that. But in September, October last year, anyways, things started to climb, and I've heard in a lot of areas that happens, mostly because people are gearing up for the Christmas season and start, looking at more ads, buying more things, and things like that. So things may pick up then. Any thoughts on the new courses feature on YouTube? No, I'm not familiar with that. New courses feature on YouTube. Like, I could have my courses hosted on YouTube.
Hey everyone,
Let me just see. I would not know where. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'll have to look into that because I don't know anything about it. Can I monetize my YouTube channel without advanced features only and give advice to access advanced features, ID, not support, and video? I didn't get that. I didn't understand that. I'm sorry. Can I monetize my YouTube channel without advanced features only and give advice to access advanced features, ID, not support, and video? Now, I'm not understanding what you're saying. I do know you ID, not support, so you do need to verify your channel before you can get monetized. I do know that. I'm not sure if that answers your question or not. Yep, QQQ, and then hopefully I can see your question. Thank you, Catherine, for reminding people. Chaito, do you know of any way or app that can be used to be able to use music in your videos? Yeah, so you'd have to pay for that. So well, no, you don't have to. Like, if you use YouTube itself, sorry, I forgot to mention this earlier. YouTube itself has a library of music you can use for free, okay, when you're making your videos. Keep in mind, though, that the library they provide to you for long-form videos is different than the library they provide to you for short-form videos. And you may not be able to find the same piece of music in both. So keep that in mind. But yeah, so the selection is relatively limited, but there's some music there you can use for free. But outside of that, you need to pay for music you want to use. Even if somebody claims it's royalty free and it's free to use, be wary of that. Like, again, I know people who have used CapCut and used the music they found in CapCut, even though CapCut says this is free to use. It's typically not, and you don't find that out until after you've uploaded your video, and then you get a copyright notice, and the real owner can monetize that video instead of you. So to avoid that, you want to pay a reputable service like Epidemic Sound, which is what I use, link below, or Audio with 2 eyes, or Storyblocks. Any of those services where you pay for the right to use the music you download is the safest way to go. There's another one called Lickd, L-I-K-D, I believe is how you spell it. And that's more popular music. It's more expensive, and I think you have to pay per piece of music, per song. I've not used that, so I can't really speak to its how good it is. Do the live streams views count towards views, or is it just the views after the live stream is completed? Good question. It's both. So views now and views later, they all count. Now, watch hours too. Watch hours before and after I go live count towards the watch hours you need to get monetized, yes. But when I go live, I turn monetization off so that you guys don't get so that I don't get interrupted for you to see an ad. So to avoid that, I turn monetization off on my live streams until I'm done. When I'm done, I turn it on so that you will see an ad if you watch it on the replay, but I'm paused if you get an ad on the replay and you won't miss anything. So that's the way that works. So no point in subbing for music to use? No point in subscribing for music to use? I'm sorry, I don't understand that question, Linus. I've had relaxing music tracks created for my channel. Once I've uploaded them, will it hurt my channel if I live stream those same music files from time to time? Thanks. Yeah, that might hurt. That might, if you don't own, unless that music was downloaded from a service you pay for, like Epidemic Sound. Like, I could create a playlist an hour long from music that I download from, or 3 hours long from music I download from Epidemic Sound, since I pay for it. And it's on my channel, my live stream, my channel. I can play whatever I want that I get from Epidemic Sound. Yeah, so it depends on where you got your music from, Catherine. Rob, I have my first video almost ready to go. Should I go ahead and release it, or wait until I have 3 or more to release at once, just for the beginning? The rest would be spaced and scheduled. I wouldn't wait. I would just post it. Whatever day and time you decide you want to be posting most of your videos, I would just go ahead and do that. I'd just post it. I've had a lot of people say to me, and I've heard other people suggest to other people, oh, if you're just starting out, you should upload like 5 in a row, like upload 5, boom, 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 so that, you've got all those 5 up there for when your channel starts. That way, if somebody watches one video, they've got 4 others to watch afterwards. It's better that way. I don't agree with that. And my reasoning is, when you upload a video, YouTube is going to test it. They're going to try to put it in front of the right people. And they're going to measure that, and based on how it does, they may put it out to more people or not, okay? While they're putting your video out to more people, right, now consider if later, like a week later, you upload video number 2, they're going to use the test results that they got from video number 1 to decide who to show video number 2 to. Like, probably first, any subscribers you got, they'll show them, and maybe some other people like those subscribers, okay? They'll try it on that one, and they're going to test video number 2, and they'll go through that again. Any one of those videos might start doing really well, and for several days, it might get more and more views, which is great. But the thing is, if you post a bunch of videos at one time, even 2 at one time, when YouTube gives you an impression, they're never going to give you more than one at a time. Like, I guess what I'm saying is, like when you go to YouTube and you go to the homepage, you decide what video you're going to watch, maybe YouTube is showing you 9 choices, okay? They're not going to show you 2 of those 9 choices, like 2 videos from one creator. So if a creator, like if you post 2 videos at the same time, only one of them, if YouTube decides, okay, here's somebody I think they should have an impression of one of your videos, but if you have 2 brand new videos, YouTube's going to have to pick one or the other. So you're going to kind of lose on that, if that makes sense. So yeah, no, that's not what you asked though. So I just explained why you shouldn't post multiple videos at one time, but that's not really what you asked. Let me read it again. Should I go ahead and release it or wait until I have 3 more to release at once? Oh yeah, no, that's what you asked. Yeah, no, release it. Release it and get YouTube working on testing that and seeing how it goes. And, you know, you could schedule the other 3 now for later. Like what I would do if I were you is figure out how often you can make a video comfortably. Like, can you make one a week, every week? After these 4 videos, say, can you then continue to make one every week? If so, then I'd probably schedule these first 4 videos one a week for 4 weeks, is what I would do. I mean, maybe if you want to give yourself a little bit of a kickstart, you could do 2 a week for these first 4. But if you notice any one of them starting to do really well, then maybe hold off on releasing that 4th one. Like if you have it scheduled to go out tomorrow, but video number 3 went out 2 days ago and it's still getting 100 views a day or something, you might want to reschedule that 4th one, push it out a little bit further. But this whole time, if you've got 4 videos already made, get to work on your 5th one, regardless of how you want to schedule the first 4 out. Escaping the suburbs. Rob, did you know you can share other channels' community posts? It shows up in your own post section. Not sure if they get a notification. Good for within your own niche, maybe. You can share other channels' community posts. I don't know if I knew that. It's not something I've done. Admittedly, I haven't done a lot with that. I've noticed other people can comment or can create new posts on channels' posts, and I haven't really gotten that far into that. I've only used my own community post section to basically provide updates to my channel members. So if I want to come up with a video tomorrow, I may post about it today and say, oh, this is coming out tomorrow, or this, you know, or if I'm late in posting a video, I might say, oh, I'm running a little bit late, but give me another hour and the video should be out. I'll do things like that. Or I'll do a poll, right? I'll do a poll every once in a while. Community post is a great feature, but I've not yet, you know, gone to other channels' community posts and post things, or shared posts or things like that. I have not. Something I should look into, though. Do you find it easier to make helpful content with a clear avatar and a product offering that is helpful for that avatar versus just making content? Did that help your new channel launch? Do you find it easier to... I must be getting tired. I'm having to read every question twice. Oh, I just see something. AILIG. Rob, sorry, but that's not correct. I'll have to come back to that. Anyway, sorry, Terry. Do you find it easier to make helpful content with a clear avatar and a product offering that is helpful for that avatar versus just making content? Well, yeah. Well, regardless of whether I have a product to offer that avatar, it's definitely easier to make content with a clear vision of who you're making that video for. Yes, absolutely. That's basically what all this is anchored in. Like, I always think of the people watching my videos when deciding what videos to make next. So whether it's, you know, you in here in the live chat, or people in the comments of my videos, or a video I've made that I know has done well, you know, maybe there's something else within that video that I can, you know, dig a little deeper on and talk about some more. all with the end user in mind, all with the viewer in mind, always, whether I have a product to offer or not. So yes, definitely makes it easier. Now, what did AI League Music say? Rob, sorry, that is not correct. When you start YouTube. Here, let me see if I can pop that up on the... I don't even know what we're talking about yet, but I don't mind being called out if I'm wrong. You know what? It's happened more than once. It's happened before. Believe it or not, I'm not always right. Let's see what we're talking about here. When you start, okay, that's not correct. When you start YouTube, always recommendable to have 3 to 5 videos when you start. So if someone likes your video, he can immediately watch another one. So yeah, I understand the logic there, but let me say this. When you're starting YouTube, typically how well does your first video do? Not typically, I mean, if somebody wants to watch something else, I mean, I can see maybe if you have 2 videos, but quite honestly, if you're just starting, I don't, you know, if you want that video to do well, let me think about what I'm trying to say here. I wouldn't want to cut down the success of that first video by posting another one right away. And like if people watch that first video, if they want to watch something else of yours, they'll subscribe, right? And then they'll get to watch something else from you fairly soon, especially if you've got 4 videos ready. I mean, you know, we're kind of arguing over something we really don't know the answer to. It's just 2 different ways to approach it, I guess. If you find that that has worked for you, then great. It's just not something I would. I guess the way I look at it is from a sustainability point of view. Like you want to be able to, if you've made 4 videos, is what the example was, and it took you however long to make those 4 videos. And you post them all, now you've got nothing in the tank. You've got to start working on your next video. I don't know. I just feel like now all of a sudden there's pressure you put on yourself to get, like how long did it take you to make those first 4 videos? Right? So I would almost think it'd be better, even from a psychological point of view, to you know, if you think you're going to be posting once a week, then schedule those first 4 videos over, I mean, maybe not once a week. If it were me, I'd probably want, no, see, it's hard for me to say that if it were me. If it were me, I would do 2 a week because that's what I feel like I can do all the time anyways, 2 a week. So that's what I would do. And if I ever run into a point where one video is doing really well, I don't want to cut the legs out from underneath it by posting another one while one is taking off. I will delay posting that next one. Now it's easier for me to say, granted, because I have a bunch of video. I've got however many hundreds of videos on my channel now, so there's other things for people to watch. And I've heard your argument before from other people that it's good to start with more than one video. But I still say I wouldn't if I only had 4 videos, I would just post one. I would post one, see how it goes, and then, you know, maybe I wouldn't wait a week before I posted the second one. I might post it a couple days later once I know the first one has run its course. But maybe that's just me. I could be wrong. But that's the way I look at it. But thank you though. I appreciate that. Hey, and let me just say, don't anybody feel bad about saying I'm wrong, because I can be. Oh, and you said it's not about the video doing well, it's about the channel being successful. Is it? I guess. I guess you have to define what your goal is, right? Is your goal, I don't know. I mean, there's some validity to what you're saying. It's just, it wouldn't be my approach, I guess is my answer. I think the channel can be successful if you give each video enough time to run its course without, I guess, saturating your channel right out of the gate with 4 videos. I mean, maybe somebody will prove me wrong someday. I'd like to see an example, actually, of a channel where they posted several videos to begin, but I don't know how you would measure that. Anyway, I think we beat this one to death, but thank you. Beth, hi Rob. I started back my channel this past February. Thanks to you. Well done, Beth. Congrats. After 7 years trying on and off with 168 subs, now it's growing every day, 800 subs now, but all I do is puzzles live. But that's not all, here we go, I want to do. But I'm kind of lost of where I want to go, kind of lost of where to go from and mess up the algorithm or lose my current audience, which is divided between my live stream puzzles and read aloud books that I used to do but haven't done any new in a while. And what I really want to make my channel to be about is upcycling. Not sure what to do. Also, my lives are in vertical format. I feel the need to do the long form as well for sustainable growth. Thank you, and sorry for the long question. No problem. I think I got it all. I had to skip a bunch of other ones to get your full question. So let me remind myself what. So here's the thing. I would look at your 800 subs. Okay, I would look at your 800 subs and figure out why they subscribe to you, like through what videos did they subscribe, and then you'll get a clearer picture of who is watching the videos on your channel, and based on that, you can then make the decision of whether you want to continue with this channel with your new content or start this new content on a different channel. Because you're right, you will confuse the algorithm if you start going in too many different directions. And if, like, think of it this way. In a lot of cases, and I've actually, a coaching call I heard earlier this week, somebody who has done a couple of different things on their channel, and you know, algorithm is probably confused, but now, you know, they've done enough videos that they now have a pretty good idea what they want to do going forward, but maybe the audience they've so far attracted isn't the right audience. So in that case, I would suggest starting a new channel. And it's okay because, you know, the time spent on the first channel is not a waste of time because you use that time to learn how to do things, how to make your videos. You're probably better at making videos now than you were when you started. You've also more clearly defined what types of videos you want to make and who you want to make them for. So now you're in the perfect position to start a brand new channel that could start really well and do amazing right out of the gate. So I'd almost think of it like the first channel you had where you're doing a bunch of different things, almost like your training ground where you're learning what to do. But now that you have a clearer vision of what you want to do, what you want to make, even though you have 800 subscribers, I mean, you could get 800 subscribers in a week or two. I mean, that's pretty fast, but depending on how good you've become at making your videos and, you know, how your videos resonate with the people that they get put in front of, you could grow this second channel very, very quickly. So I would strongly consider doing that if it turns out in your studying your analytics that most of your subscribers have come to you for content that is different than what you now want to make. Okay, does that make sense? I hope that helps, Beth. AI says a channel with only one video tends not to be visited again. Depending on how good that video is. I started with 10 videos and got 10,000 subs basically immediately. Awesome. That's good. So it worked in your, so I can now totally understand where you're coming from because it worked for you that way. And that's great. That's fantastic. You know, I don't know if it would always work that way. It might have something to do with the type of content you put out versus, you know, what somebody else might put out. That's going to affect it as well. But no, I mean, hey, there's more than one way to do this. And if that worked for you, fantastic. Let's see. If you post one video a week and have 4 videos, you have no stress about making new videos. Yeah, I guess that's part of my point too. Yeah, if you have a bunch of videos and it took you a while to make them and you post them all right away, you know, there might be some extra pressure put on yourself to going forward. Popping in after work. Hope everyone is having a fabulous day. I am. I hope you are too. Karen is here. How you doing, Karen? Good to see you. Rob is correct. I don't hear that very much. Everything is opinion, and people make videos about their opinions on this topic from either their experience or from other people's videos. Yeah, and that's pretty accurate in a lot of these cases. That's why I'm very quick to say that I'm not an expert in any of this. I'm kind of sharing what I've learned as I go, and there will always be examples to contradict things that I say. And to that, I will generally say, I might not be right. You might be right. You're definitely right in your case. If that worked for you, then you are right in your case. But if that did not work for me and something else worked for me, then I am right in my case. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't publish a user manual or a like how all this stuff works, exactly how the algorithm works. It's not published. So we're all out here trying to figure it out. And we're all learning different things at different times in our own way based on the content we're publishing, how often we publish it, the results that we get. And there's too many variables. Some of us are better on camera than others. Some of us make faceless channels. Some of us make music channels. Some of us make walk and talk videos. We're all over the map. And what works for one type of channel may not work for another type of channel, probably doesn't work for another type of channel. So, but yeah, no, if we continue to, show up like this and talk about this stuff, I think that's a good thing, right? We can disagree with each other, and that's good. I think it's good for others to listen to two people kind of talking. I didn't want to use the word arguing, but making our respective points, and they can take away from these conversations. It's not like a black and white thing. I don't believe there's a right and a wrong in a lot of these questions concerning YouTube and how it all works. So just my thoughts. Thank you, Karen. All right, Jay. How you doing, Jay? I was foolish enough to host a live at the same time, Rob. Were you live, Jay? Sorry. I didn't pop in because, well, here I am. We should all share each other's live schedules so we don't overlap. My channel is about slow travel, but I can't start until I sell my house and free up some cash. Yes, you can. No, you can start right now. Because what better way to start a travel channel than, how do I get started traveling? I got to sell my house first. Well, there's some videos right there you can start making. This is me getting ready to travel. I'm listing my house, right? I would, if you're ready, don't let that stop you. If I review a YouTube channel live on video but without audio, will it invoke copyright strike? You mean a YouTube channel that like if you're playing some of their videos and it includes copyrighted music? I suppose you run the risk of that, but I'd be careful with that. Let's see. Hey everyone, I just came back from doing Jay's live. Jim over 30. What? You chose Jay over this live stream? Is that what I'm hearing here? That's funny. Just another learning experience. It's all good. Alan in the Philippines, how do you unhide or bring back a negative comment so that person can continue commenting? That's a good question. I've thought about this recently because here's the way it works. If you hide somebody from your channel, that's considered like the nuclear option. Like that means any comment that person has ever made on any of your videos past, present, or future, are hidden from your channel, hidden from anybody but them. They still think their comments are there, but you can't see them as the creator, and other viewers can't see them. So that's what the hide does. If in the future you, I don't know, you get to know somebody and maybe they're friends now, and oh, by the way, you've hidden them from your channel. You may not remember why you hid them from your channel, but now they say, I'd like to be able to comment on your videos, but I can't, because you've hidden me. That becomes problematic, because I think, like if somebody came back to me and said, you've got me hidden on your channel, I think, why is that? Can you unhide me? Even if I wanted to, here's what I would have to do. I would have to go through every one of my videos. Okay, sorry. I'd have to go into my YouTube studio, locate that username, unhide them, and then I would want to go through every one of my videos, and I've got over 300 now, and I'd have to go through every comment of every video to see if I wanted to see why I hid them, right? And maybe delete the one comment that caused me to hide them. And then I'd be comfortable leaving everything else. You know how much work that is? If I get, say, an average of 200 comments a video, and I don't even know what my average is, it's probably higher than that now, say 500 times 300 videos, what's that? 1,500? What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Is that 15,000, 150,000? Whatever it is, I can't do it. I can't go through that many comments to see where it is. So yeah, that's the issue. If your channel is young and you don't have that many videos yet and not that many comments, maybe it's not a big deal to go through it for you. But for me, I'm not going to do it. I would need to probably write a script that would extract all of the comments from all of my videos, right? And that's a big undertaking. So that's the issue. MS Gen X, am I hidden? Nope, I can see your comment, so you're good. You're good. Jay says, Jim over 30 was my guest. Oh, okay, all right, you know what? You're forgiven, Jim over 30. If you were the guest, then you are forgiven for choosing Jay over me. I'll understand. Thoughts on creator that disabled comments? Wouldn't that hurt their channel growth? Yeah, I think so. I have never disabled comments. I always leave my comments on so people can comment. And that's one of the main reasons, because engagement is huge. Engagement is one of the things YouTube looks at. How much are people engaging when they decide if they want to push that video anymore or not. So yeah, I don't. Only in rare cases would I disable comments, and I can't even think of a reason why I would on my channel. Maybe other channels, there's a reason to not have comments. Well, for example, like news channels, like I don't know, like here in Canada we have CBC, that's Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. Like in the States you'd have CNN or Fox News or MSNBC, right? News stations. Quite often if they have a video and a YouTube channel, I've noticed that news stations would have comments turned off because perhaps it'll just get too political and lots of fighting going on in the comments. They just don't want to deal with that. And growing a YouTube channel for an organization like that is not their primary concern, right? They make their money ads on TV, typically, not AdSense from YouTube, so they're not worried about that. But I can't think of a reason why I wouldn't have comments on all of my videos. If I ever come up with a reason, I'll let you know. Chaito, if you just delete a comment, will that hide the future comments? No, it won't. So if you just don't like one comment, just delete it, and that's fine. It's only when you hide a commenter. Like you can click those three dots on the comment, and you have choices. You can delete. You can report if somebody is doing something like spammy or right? Or scam, like a scam, promoting a scam. You can report them to YouTube, and they may have their channel deleted. Or you can hide. Hide is something you can do as well. And that's the one that I don't remember the last time I hid anybody from my channel. When I was first starting to grow my channel, like a year ago, there were a few that I did hide. Like for me, it would only be like if it's something that was really bad, like I don't know. I can't even remember the last, why I would have hidden the last one. But anything that's like racist or sexist or like really bad, like just really, it'd have to be really bad for me to hide them. Or if they're just getting belligerent, like if I'm having to delete somebody all the time because, and I don't think that's ever happened, but if I notice somebody showing up every single video that I post and it's a negative comment every single time, I may hide them because then I just don't want to have to deal with them, right? And no big deal. That's the key. Like, however you deal with comments like this, don't let it affect you too much because it doesn't matter. I mean, good engagement is great and it's going to help your channel grow. It's going to help your videos. That's all good. But what was I going to say before I got so rudely interrupted by my watch? Just a sports update. What was I saying? Let me take a drink. Try to remember. I don't know. Lost it. Question from Nicola. Rob, my food video thumbnail so far, I only add food pic. If I bring myself in now on thumbnail, do I need to show up on the video too? That's a good question. Your food thumbnails look great. Yeah, I would say I would start with this. Start with what's the video you want to make. I wouldn't just add yourself to a thumbnail because I need to start adding myself to thumbnails. I wouldn't think of it that way. I would more think of it like this. If you decide you want to start putting yourself in a video, if you make a video where your face is in there and you're cooking or you're doing whatever and you're talking and you're in that video, then I would make the thumbnail and I would put myself, you should put yourself in that thumbnail, yes. But if your face is not going to be in the video, I wouldn't necessarily put your face in the thumbnail. Those are my thoughts. I'd be interested to hear what other people have to say. What niche do you suggest for people over 50 years old? I mean, it could be anything. But what I would, if I were you, here's what I'd do. I'd sit down with a piece of paper and a pen or pencil, and I would brainstorm ideas. I would come up with, I'd write down everything that you're interested in. What are you passionate about? And if you're having trouble coming up with those answers, try to think of yourself in a social setting with friends and family, friends or family or whoever, with people you hang around with in your free time. When you're with those people, what do you talk about? What do you enjoy talking about? What do you talk about a lot, right? That might help you figure out what it is that you could perhaps be making videos about, right? Let that drive you. And then when you start narrowing that down a bit, then start to think, okay, who's going to watch these videos? And then with them in mind, make your videos. In a lot of cases, and again, this refers back to somebody I had a chat with earlier this week who suggested sometimes the best videos you can make are for people just like you, but you 5 years younger, 5 years ago, right? Especially if you were about to embark on an exciting thing or something new or a change or a new job or you traveled somewhere or whatever it is, something or it could even be like health related. Maybe you've gone through a health scare or family related. Maybe you've gone through, I don't know, maybe a wedding in your family or a death in the family or whatever, something you've gone through. And then make a video that talks to you before you went through that thing and help them through that thing. Help them get to Nicaragua to travel, or I don't know why I pulled that out. You know what I mean? So that's just another thing to think about when trying to figure out what to talk about. But there's no right niche for people over 50. People over 50 can talk to people in their late 40s about what it's like to be in your early 50s. That's just one very simple example. Jay, let me try this again. Jay, Rob, do you have a good software I could record to instead of OBS? Okay. There are so many ways to do this, and I probably don't do it in the way that you are wanting to do it, because I don't record videos into my computer. I record videos onto my devices. So onto my iPhone, onto my Sony camera, the SD card in the camera, onto my DJI mic if the receiver's not plugged into my phone or my computer. I record onto the mic. And then I edit everything together in the computer. So that said, I know you can record onto a computer, onto software. Now, actually, one example of something I do that with is my audio. So if I'm making a video like this with this camera, I will use this mic, which is plugged into my computer, to record the audio. And that software I use is Adobe Audition. Okay, I open up Adobe Audition, I create a new file, and I press the record button, and then I start talking once my mic is on. And it records right into Audition. You can also, Audition's not free. You have to pay monthly for that. But you could also do that with Audacity, is a free program you can record to, audio. Recording video is a little more problematic because a lot of things have to be going right for you. Thanks, Rob. Do you use the DJI Mic 2 with your Sony camera? I don't have the 2. I have the DJI Mic 1. Before, it was never called 1, but it's the original version. That's the one I have. Okay, it's a little more square looking. It's not as rounded as the 2. And no, I have never connected it to my Sony camera. What I do, I've just gotten so used to syncing my audio files with my video files. Okay, so I record this. If I'm using my Sony camera, I usually use this mic, but if I'm using this mic, I'll just record it onto the mic itself. Or I'll plug this receiver into my MacBook. Okay, and then that audio goes right into my MacBook, into Adobe Audition or Audacity. Okay, but that said, right, yes, you can absolutely put that receiver on top of your camera, and it comes with a little audio cord. You can plug this into your camera, and the audio goes right into your camera that way. That doesn't guarantee, though, that the audio and the video are perfectly synced together. They may not be. You may still have to adjust that. But the thing is, with the way I do it, I don't just use that audio. I then process my audio in Adobe Audition. That's why, for me, it's best to get that into Adobe Audition on its own anyways. I'll then do my little magic stuff with it in Audition, save that, and then bring that into my editing file and sync it up with my video. That's what I do. Recording video directly to your computer, something instead of OBS, Ecamm Live does the same thing. You can record into Ecamm Live. You have to make sure, though, you've got a good enough computer that'll accept whatever signal's coming from your camera. Okay, so the camera I use here is a 4K camera. I would need to use the 4K cam link, an HDMI cord that will support 4K, and the computer itself has to be beefy enough to be able to kind of keep up with all that. And I honestly haven't tried to do it that way in a couple of years. The last time I tried, I never had this Mac. I had a Ryzen whatever gaming computer that my son helped me build. And I was trying to do it into Camtasia, and I was having troubles, and I just don't do it that way. I just record onto my devices. So onto my phone, onto my cameras. I pop that little card out and put it into the computer. Or actually, this camera, I have a USB wire sticking out of here. I've got on the side of the camera, See there, I've got 2 wires sticking out of the side of the camera. See those? The bottom one is HDMI. That ends up, you see back here, it gets plugged into that cam link, and then that cam link right into my MacBook right there. Okay? The other one is a USB wire that comes all the way down here, and is this guy right here. And if I plug this into my dock, if I do that, then my camera will be recognized as a hard drive. And then I can copy files that I recorded onto my camera into my computer. That's how I do it with this camera. If I'm using this camera, the ZVE10 that I sometimes record with back there, then I will just pop the SD card out of it like this, pop that out, so it's focusing on my face, pop that out and right into the side of my computer, and that's how I get that over. Get in there. I always have a hard time getting these back in right. Did I pull it out wrong? I did. There. All right, Jay, I hope that helps. Let's see. How's everybody doing? How are we doing for time? We're 5 minutes to 3 hours. I'm afraid I'm going to have to go soon. Oh, Ty is joining us. Howdy, howdy, Ty. Oh, jeez. I can't say that. I think, who is it that says that? Howdy, howdy. Who says that? Channel Makers. What's his name? Nate. Nate Black? Is that his name? I don't think I can say that. He's probably got that copyrighted. Nate Black. Yes, Ty. I take that back. I'll deny that I said it. That I said that. Yeah, Nate Black. He's good. He's fun. Can you explain branding a channel? So branding, I mean, it's a kind of a generic term, but the way I look at branding is not so much branding a channel, but how do I explain this? So, all right, well, let me just, I can speak for myself. For my channel, what I do is I want to brand my channel basically with my face. I want my face to be recognized in my thumbnails. So I'm including myself in my brand. I want to develop a personal brand, okay, is I guess what you say. And what that means is I want to be recognized so that when people see me in a thumbnail or my website or on my channel, if they see me in my channel banner, my avatar, all of that stuff helps with my branding. I'm not explaining this very well. I'm not a marketing major. Some people use a logo as their brand, and they want to push that and get that all over the place, everywhere. Nike with the swoosh, right? That's their brand. People recognize that. If they see that swoosh, they think Nike or Tiger Woods, right? Yeah, if I just think that I think growing a channel with yourself as your brand is, I think in some cases, easier than growing a business brand, if that makes sense. So that's why all of my thumbnails have a picture of me on them. I think I've got one video on my channel that I am not on the thumbnail. But if your channel, if your strategy doesn't involve you being your brand, you'd rather it be a logo or whatever, then that's your choice. I just think that if I think the easiest way to grow a channel is to help people and then to be available to those people for more help. So, put yourself in your thumbnails, show up in live streams, answer questions, right, in the comments section, right? So anyway, I don't know if I've explained myself very well there, but yeah, when you're branding a channel, you want to think about things like how do you want to be, how do you want people to be able to find you? Okay. Anyway, I think I've stumbled through that as best I could. What else we got here? Herman the Man. How you doing, Herman? Finally caught you on your live. Can I ask a question? If my channel is old and I decided to start making vlogs with just one niche, but the problem is I've subscribed to so many different kinds of channels, will that affect my algorithm? I mean, is the algorithm for my viewers separate from the channels I'm subscribed to? Yes, I do understand your question. Yeah, the channels you subscribe to, you yourself, and the videos you watch have no effect on your own channel and the videos you make. There's no correlation there at all. So you don't have to worry about that. Don't have to worry about that. Just worry about the videos you make are themselves all within kind of the same niche or targeted towards the same group of viewers, the same audience. All right. Oh, I don't like the free version of StreamYard. Yeah, it's been a while since I've used StreamYard. I do remember the reason why I didn't want to use the free version, and that's because it did not do 1080p. It only had 720p. And even 1080p, I find it's not as clear as using Ecamm Live, and I think it's something to do with Ecamm Live. I stream directly from my computer up through the internet to YouTube. With StreamYard, you are streaming to StreamYard, and then StreamYard streams to YouTube. So I think maybe they lower the kilobits per second, like the bit rate or something, and it just doesn't look quite as clear. And that was important for me when I was starting my live streams, because I was showing screens with a lot of small text and a lot of detail, and I wanted it to be clear so that people could read it, could see it. D. Nimmons in the house. How you doing, D? Good to see you. Finally caught you live. How you doing, Rob? I'm doing fantastic, D. How are you? Thanks for stopping in. YouTube over 40. You don't like the watermark? Oh, is this in StreamYard? Oh, I don't like the free version of StreamYard because of the watermark. I can see that, but, you know, that's why it's free. Let's see what else we got. Inspirational ambivert. Doing the lives is serving me so well. Awesome. Good to hear that. Glad you're liking doing the lives. I think they're a lot of fun. I really do. This one is, we just hit 3 hours, so I'm probably not going to be sticking around too much longer because it does get tiring. But they're a lot of fun. It's a great way to connect. And like I said earlier, even if I can't answer every question that comes in, it's nice to see that every once in a while when I look at the current chat instead of, you know, the questions I'm going through in Ecamm, and I see that you guys are answering each other's questions, you're chatting, you're getting to know each other, you're checking out each other's channels and all this stuff. I think that's cool. That's cool. This is a community we're building here. You guys are a part of it. I'm a part of it. And it's fun and it's rewarding, honestly. And it's also helpful. Like if you're trying to build your own channel, you may have questions, and perhaps that's why you're here, asking questions and getting the answers, hopefully that help. Yeah, if you're here, perhaps you can help other people out. And also you can get motivated to want to continue to do this. You might even get some ideas from other people as well. So yeah, no, I love this. I love the community building aspect of going live on YouTube. Karen says, correct, the 1080p is not as clear as Ecamm. That's what I thought. And actually, my son told me that. He's the one that said, because back when I was using StreamYard, and I'm not dissing StreamYard. I think it's great. They make it super easy to start live streaming, and it's, in most cases, that's all people need. But my son is a gamer, and he's in his 20s, and he live streams all the time. Playing games with his friends, and he uses, I don't know if he uses OBS or Streamlabs OBS. It's like a version of it, but he would tell me, he says, Rob, your live streams aren't as clear as they should be at 1080p, and you know, it was important to me again because I was trying to demonstrate software, Camtasia. So, but yeah, so that's how I figured that out. Oh, good question. Dirt Princess, is this our on or off week for Doc Party? We're on. We are on like Donkey Kong. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., so that's Atlantic time, 1 o'clock Eastern time, will be a Doc Party. So that's a members only live stream. For those of you who are members of this channel, I do this same thing on Wednesdays, not for 3 hours. They're usually 1 to 2 hours. I think last week was 2 hours. That was the longest one yet. But usually an hour, hour and a half, something like that. But it's just for members, so it's a lot smaller group. And I do get to answer all the questions. So far I have been able to anyways. Yeah, so that's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the next one. Same time. Yep, Doc Party. I watch some very small channels and they have terrible quality and camera skills, yet they are eventually monetized. Doing quality videos saves wasted effort. You think so? I don't know. Like, we have to be careful here. Like, when you say quality, there's a difference here. Like, some people. So when you hear quality video, what is a quality video, right? To some people, that means a video that's very well edited, right? People are framed perfectly the way they should be. There's nice, background blur. Transitions are nice, and transitions from scene to scene. The cuts are on the beat of the music, for example, like very well produced. Like, to some people, that's quality right there. But not necessarily in YouTube's eyes. Or, sorry, I put that the wrong way. Not necessarily in the viewer's eyes. Because it's not YouTube that decides what's quality and what's not. It's the viewers who are watching your videos. So, in the viewer's eyes, quality is just videos that are being watched. That's it. If you're making good content that people are watching, if you're making content that people watch and they watch all of it, they watch all of your videos and they watch all of them, like from 0 minutes to 10 minutes, they watch 100% of your videos. That means that was a good video. Whether or not it was produced well, whether or not the editing was good, doesn't even really matter, right? Your videos don't have to be well produced to be quality content. They just have to be watched. Okay, so that when you're thinking about how making your videos and what you have to do to make a good video, think less about what you have to do to it in the edit, and think more about what content can you deliver. And yes, you do have to deliver it well. Like, don't stretch it out. Like I usually say, if you've got 5 minutes of stuff to say in a video, don't stretch it out into 10 minutes. Because people won't watch it. They'll know you're trying to trick them to just watch for a long period of time, and they'll bail. They'll leave. Instead, try to squeeze 5 minutes of info into 3 to 4 minutes, right? Then your video is packed with value. Whether or not it's edited well doesn't even really matter. If people are getting good value from it, then yeah, it could be a 720p video, low definition. It could be the audio might not be very good. If your message is good and people are watching it, that's all YouTube cares about. Because if people are watching it, they can sell ads, right? If they're selling ads, they're making money. And oh, by the way, so are you if you're monetized. So that's what matters. That is what matters. Tracy is here from the Wild West. How are you, Tracy? Good to see you. Karen's having a chat with Tracy. Strokenaut is here. Agreed. You agree with me? Quality is for your audience to decide. So very well put, Karen. That's a much better way to... I've been tripping over my words lately. I think I need a little bit of caffeine or something. The Mule. Hi, Rob. Hi, The Mule. How are you? I only use my iPhone for everything. That's all you need. That is all you need. If I didn't struggle with trying to build my channel for 3.5 years and spent far too much money on stuff that I didn't need, thanks in large part actually to Dee's brother, Nick Nimmin, and you, Dee, as well. Watch your lives on Saturdays many a time. Actually, when I first started watching Nick was back when, I think it was COVID times, because I distinctly remember you being stuck in, I think it was Mexico. I don't even know if you're still here. But anyway, that's when I first started to try to figure all this stuff out. Nick was on his own then, and I started watching a lot of his videos, and he kept talking about his brother that was stuck in Mexico and couldn't get out because of COVID and whatever else. Anyway, you know, Nick is the reason I have a camera slider, because I like the way he had that going back and forth, another view. He's the reason I had the A10 Mini to switch between. I've since given that to my son. He's the reason I have the A6400, which I still use. But honestly, what I'm getting at here, build and fix with Mooney, is if I were starting today, yeah, I'd probably still buy this DJI mic, maybe even the newer one. But this one version is fine for me. LOL, yes, I was stuck in Mexico when the world shut down. Yeah, I remember that. I didn't even know who you were at the time, because that's when I just started getting into this. Anyway, yeah, if I were starting today, yeah, I'd probably buy a mic, because I do think good audio is important. It's not mandatory, but, and then I would just use my phone. That's all I would use, because that's all I usually use. That is all I use when I go outside and I make videos. And the videos that I make outside are my best performing videos. Not always, because it's driven by what the content is. Like, I've got to be talking about something that people want to listen to. But what I've learned is if I go outside with my phone and I'm walking and the background is changing because I'm walking, you know, now I don't have to put B-roll in because the background's changing anyways. If I just do a little spin, right, and people get to see the water or the woods, whatever, and it doesn't have to be water and woods. It could be city, a building there, cars, whatever. If you're walking around and the background's changing, then you don't need to add B-roll as often to keep people engaged, because you're already giving them some eye candy that, you know, they don't have to. So anyway, my point is, if I were to start today, I would just start with my phone. I'd probably buy a mic. I'd get a little tripod like this, or the selfie stick that I usually use now when I go out. And that's it. That's it. Canva, I'd get Canva Pro. Yeah, because I like to remove the background and brighten myself up without the background. And whatever other tools. But everything else could be free. You can edit videos for free. I use Camtasia because I've used it forever and I love it. But, you know, you could do it on Descript, on CapCut, on whatever. There's DaVinci Resolve is actually a fantastic video editing app or software. Free. The free version is fantastic. You don't need to get the paid version. But it can be a little tough to learn if you're brand new. If you're not that tech savvy, it is a bit of a learning curve to it. But if you get used to DaVinci Resolve, you'll never need to know anything else. But all of these editing softwares, Camtasia, CapCut, Descript, Filmora, like all of them, they all work the same way. They all do the same things. iMovie is free on a Mac. If you're on a Mac, use iMovie. They're all basically the same, and they'll all do what you need them to do. You don't need to get fancy with transitions. Just be simple. My videos are really simple. I cut out mistakes, and maybe sometimes I'll add some text to clarify some things. I usually add music at the end. I just think that's a nice touch. That's something I've always done, so I have Epidemic Sound for that. That's it. That's all you need. I probably would not buy these cameras, certainly before I was making money anyways. I wouldn't have bought them. Just use my phone. So anyway, that's my little blurb on that. Oh, Nug says, I'll always be an Android guy. iPhone has great camera, so any phone should be good. 100%, yeah. I mean, I'm an iPhone guy, but iPhones, Androids, it's whatever you're used to. They all have fantastic cameras now. Right? I don't think I will ever spend money on a full frame camera. Like one of these guys, but bigger and with all the big lenses you can get on them, full frame. Sure, I'm not a photography guy. I've learned probably more than I need to, and that's still not enough. Like there's so much stuff you can do with these cameras, but it's beyond me. Like I don't need to know all that stuff. Like, anyways, my point is, like, I have learned that in low light, if you want to make videos outside in the dark, maybe full frame is better for that. But you're spending thousands of dollars on cameras like that. My answer is just don't make videos out in the dark. If I ever wanted to, I'd have to look at getting a better camera, but only if my content isn't going to carry the video, right? So anyway, yeah, D, all the new phones have good cameras now, 100%. I use iMovie, though it is limited. I've heard that. I've never used it, but what I have heard, though, is if you do get used to iMovie, and then if you did want to upgrade to something, I believe Final Cut Pro is kind of the natural upgrade path. I've never used Final Cut Pro, but it's also Mac, right? And yeah, you can do a lot with that. That's one of the top tier video editing software. It's not cheap. I don't know how much it is. $300 maybe. I don't know. $250, $350, $400. I don't know. But yeah, you could look at that. If you get used to iMovie, I've heard that that's a natural upgrade. Content is most important. 100%. For the dark, you want a better lens with a lower f number. There you go. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Nick. Thanks for sharing that with us. The free DaVinci Resolve version, by the way, recommended strongly. Yep, absolutely. If I wasn't a Camtasia user, I probably would use that more. I have DaVinci Resolve, and I have used it. It's just that I find, for me, like, I just got so... my background is making tutorial videos for companies, right? And that involved a lot of screen sharing and animating, zoom in, zoom out, and animating myself down into the corner, into a circle, and things like that, which I find so easy and just got so used to doing in Camtasia with their little animation arrows. Instead of, and I never had, you don't work with keyframes in Camtasia like you do in DaVinci or any of the other ones, really. So you can't get as complex with the animations, but they're just dead easy. I just find it very time consuming to animate things in DaVinci Resolve. And don't even get me started on the Fusion tab and the color correcting, which I know DaVinci Resolve is amazing at, but I don't know. I think I need to take a 4-year course to learn how to do that well. In Camtasia, I can adjust my saturation, my brightness, and my contrast. Good to go. And I've been told that my videos look okay. Better than okay sometimes. So, and that's iPhone and Camtasia. It's all I use. Oh, $199 with education discount? Final Cut Pro? Really? That's not bad. Not bad. Camtasia is really good. I like it. I like it. Final Cut Pro is really good. All my video in this channel are edited with Final Cut Pro. Awesome. I'm on the beginner level. Haven't used Fusion yet. LOL. Yeah, Fusion's scary. So there's a couple channels. If you want to get into DaVinci Resolve, if you want to get into that, Mr. Alex Tech is a great channel that I've learned a lot from. Casey Ferris is another one, another good channel. He's got a funny sense of humor too. Yeah, it's been a while though since I got into that, but I did learn some stuff from them. DaVinci is over my head. Well, that Fusion tab is just, it's on another planet. I use my new Samsung phone. It's 1 month old. My channel has 125 subs and 57 watch hours in the first month. That's a great start. Way to go, Kinda. Awesome. You know what, guys? It's 20 after 5. This is 3 hours and 20 minutes. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to have to let you guys go. Yeah, thanks for stopping in. I hope you enjoyed today. If I didn't get to your question, I apologize. Once this live is done, give it 5 minutes. This chat will still work for another 5 minutes or so. But when that's done, then you'll be able to leave comments and you can post any questions there. And I always answer my comments. Final notice, if anybody is interested in the live streaming made easy course or program that I just created, pre-orders end Thursday. With the pre-order, you get an invite to that live event that I'm going to be hosting Thursday. Again, that's going to be a hybrid live event, Zoom/YouTube Live, unlisted. So what that means is anybody who orders that before then at the lower price, it's $197 now until Thursday, I will send you a link to a YouTube live stream. It's unlisted. It's not going to be on my channel. Well, it will be on my channel, but you won't be able to find it unless you get that link. I'll send you that link and also a link to the Zoom meeting, so you'll be able to join either by Zoom, in which case, the Zoom grid is going to be broadcast through the live, or you can participate in the live chat. Okay, so that'll be fun. We tested it last Friday. A lot of bugs. I think we figured it out. So we'll see how that goes. And what that event is going to be is basically me walking through what's in the course and taking suggestions as to what else should be added. Because anybody who gets in the live, in the pre-order phase, will get a bunch of bonus videos throughout September. I'm going to be creating additional videos that you'll look at it and say, okay, I see you're doing this. What about Meld? What about live streaming with Meld? I think you should have a video on that. Okay, I'll write that down. So, yeah, there's probably going to be at least half a dozen, maybe 10 videos added through the bonus round through September based on your suggestions. What else you want me to add to it? Okay, there's so much stuff. There's so much you could include in a live streaming course. And I didn't want to make it too complicated because the idea is this is a beginner course. It's designed to get you started, right? It's not designed to answer every question you possibly could have or to let you go live every possible way you could, right? Instead, it's going to get you started. Yes, I show you how to go live on your phone, how to go live in YouTube Studio, how to go live on Ecamm Live, how to add a monitor so you can switch between, how to add a second camera, all this stuff. But there's going to be things that you want added, and that's what that's all about. Anyway, enough of that. You can scan that. You see that on the screen there. That'll take you to the landing page for it, or there's a link below. What else? Another video. I hope to have a video out Friday talking about small YouTubers gather here and why you need to stop saying that in the comments, or if you're getting them in your comments, just delete those comments because they're not doing you any favors. They're not doing themselves any favors, and YouTube doesn't like it either. So, and I'm going to explain why all of that. I'm going to make that video, I think, tomorrow and have it out Friday. So anyways, thanks guys. Oh, tomorrow, dock party. So all of you members, I'll see you in tomorrow's live stream at the dock party. If you're not a member of the channel, you can join. Click the join button below, and then you can join our private dock party tomorrow at the same time. And I hope to see you there. All right, so with that said, on behalf of, Peanut and myself, have a great day, and we'll see you next time. All right, guys. Bye. Where is the end? Oh, finish.